Oh yeah, it is time for a stream again. That would have been perfect if I didn't forget to turn on the microphone. But welcome everybody to a brand new stream. I hope you guys are ready for today's stream because it has been a while since we've had a stream here on the channel. It has been since Tuesday, which normally is actually the way that things are supposed to go. But Monday there wasn't a stream because I was having a bit of a headache. Oh man, oh man, oh man. I don't know if I'm the only one, but basically like I have if I sit down a lot behind the computer, work very hard at it, basically like I kind of stiffen up sort of thing. And then if I don't work out enough, which basically I haven't done over the last week all that much, I've only been for like a swim for 2 times, and you know normally I do that quite a bit more. So yeah, then just everything just like hardens up, and then just like the pain is intense. It's pretty bad. So I'm sorry about that. I'm sorry that we missed the Monday stream. And yeah, yesterday that wasn't a stream either because I've been moving away from the Wednesday streams. What we're doing right now is we're doing a Monday stream in the evening. We're doing a Tuesday stream in the morning. We're doing a Thursday stream in the afternoon, and we're doing a Friday stream in the evening. And that should kind of cover all the bases of streams. Now that does mean that I've been missing out on quite a bit of games. It's like, man, like I really wanted to play Age of Empires 2 on Monday, but I guess that didn't really go through. Then we did have a good time in Black Myth Wukong, but we also didn't have such a good time in Black Myth Wukong because oh boy, did we get our ass kicked, or I mean, did I get my ass kicked by the secret boss and the first boss of the Chapter 6 chapter, so yeah, that was something, alright. That sure was something, alright, and I don't know how happy I am with that. But yeah, I thought we would finish Black Myth Wukong, but I guess we still have one more stream to go for that. And yeah, then today, it is time for Warframe. And then I guess tomorrow we're going to try and do some Age of Empires 2, because that's been way too long, man. I really can't wait to come back to that game as well. But I mean, today, like, I couldn't wait either. Oh man, something cool has happened in Warframe. Something amazing has happened in Warframe. Because as you may know, we are on the quest to revive the Zenistar, or at least I am on the quest to revive the Zenistar, because for some weird reason I kind of care about that weapon, because that used to be the big cheese weapon that you just throw the disc out, kill everything, and you could go have it, and you could go and have yourself a little bit of a cup of tea. However, Warframe has kind of killed it, and that has made me very, very sad. It actually made me put down the game for a while, but when I picked the game up after like 2 years without playing it, I opened it up, I was like, oh man, what shall I play? I was like, oh, the Zenistar, and I put up the Zenistar, I couldn't throw the disc, and I was like, right. Well, fuck this, I'm gonna go play something else, and I didn't touch it for another year. So, yeah, it's kind of important to me. At the same time, I don't really care all that much, but for the sake of this time, it is very important to me. And over the last couple of weeks, I've been working on trying to figure out that the heavy attack still works. Been trying to figure out how to extend the duration of the attack. And now, it is trying to figure out how we can actually put some damage on the thing. Because right now, the Zenistar does last me for about a minute, but it's not very powerful. It doesn't just kill any enemy that you can think of. It kind of kills only low-level enemies, which is not what we want to have if we're 8 hours into a T4 survival. So now, what are our options? Our options are kind of limited if we want to go with the normal routes. We've looked at all sorts of mod combinations, and you guys have that. Oh wait, and you guys have put some very useful mod combinations in the comments down below, which we're definitely going to take a look at. However, there's also been someone who has been very, very helpful. Yes, I have met a really, really helpful tenno by the name of Aurelio, who's actually donated his Zenistar Riven to me. And that means that we can now roll a Zenistar Riven. Oh boy. Zenistar Rivens will have basically like random stats, so we can put whatever we want on there, as long as we keep rolling it and we get lucky. So basically gambling, but we're gonna gamble for something good. So yeah, that's what I'm looking forward to today. Also, what we're going to be having is we're going to be having the Latron Incarnate. Last week we tried the Latron Incarnate, trying to get that up. In farm the Incarnate, man, that Incarnate farm was that almost killed me, dude. That almost bloody killed me. I did not like that one bit. So yeah, that was rough. But now though, we should be in good spirits and hopefully get that weapon done. Then basically our weapon upgrades of the Latron and Zenistar should be good. Wei Sheng, how's it going? Hi. How are you doing today? Hope you're doing good. Hope that everything is fine. I've actually speaking of things that aren't Warframe, I've actually picked up, or like I've started to read Journey to the West. I was like, well, you guys have been telling me so much about like how like Journey to the West as a story is amazing, and how I should how Black Myth Wukong is so based off of it, and there's so much more lore behind it. It's like, yeah, I should probably read this. So I've been looking around like what the right version is. I was like, I want to have the complete story, and now I've picked up a 4-part series. It's got like, oh my god, tens of pages of introduction. It's like, wow. I do appreciate the effort by the translator who put this all together, because they basically said like, well, the story has basically been very much trimmed out and like translated into weird pieces here in the West over the years. So I decided to make a full translation. Like, helpful. That's fantastic. And he gives us like a little bit of information about how the story of Journey to the West kind of seems to come from this monk with the name of Wukong, who, even though there was like an imperial like ban from leaving the country, he still risked his life to leave the country to go into India to learn more about Buddhism. And then years later, he came back. He got pardoned from the emperor or whatever. And yeah, basically, like that story was we're told until all of a sudden there was like a monkey friend, and then he became the monkey and whatever, right? So I was reading that, and then like it just went on and went on and went on. I was like, man, I kind of want to get to the story. So I'm almost out of the introduction, and then it's like a 4-part book series, which I was like, I didn't know it was this big. But yeah, we'll. I'll hopefully get to it. I don't know how fast I'll be, but I've been really interested, especially with like how you guys have been explaining a whole bunch of things to me. I know Jin is also very knowledgeable about the story, which has been very helpful. So I was kind of thinking initially maybe I can get it done before I finish the game. Now, not a chance, unless I'll still take half a year or two to beat the Erlang Shan guy, but we'll see. But yeah, as you can see, I'm taking a moment while working. All right, please don't let me distract you for too long. I don't want you to get fired because you're watching the stream. Though then again, I do know that this stream has been in many different places, including some like operating tables. I know that in surgery rooms, the stream has been around. And honestly, that makes me very happy. At the same time, it makes me kind of worried, because I thought that surgery rooms were all like clean and professional and people walking around like that, and now just to imagine that there'd be like some guy in the background yelling, "Oh my god, this Zenistar's got balls!" That's kind of weird. It's kind of weird to me, but I love it. So yeah, I hope I can provide you with a fun, enjoyable break. Working from home as I'm fed up at work. Damn, what's going on at work? If you want to talk, if you don't want to talk about it, it's totally fine. Don't get yourself in trouble here. But yeah, I'm glad to hear that working from home is an option. And I feel like there has been a certain weird transition when it came to working from home and then working at work, where basically all of a sudden working from home was completely possible during COVID, and then when that was over, it was completely impossible to do it anymore. Like, I feel like so many people are just not able to work from home anymore. So like, no, you gotta work in the office, which totally understand that it's very useful for people to see each other. Or I mean, so I've heard. Physical interaction is very important, or so I've heard. But at the same time, like, it's kind of weird how, like, it doesn't really feel entirely natural the way that it has come about. I don't know how to explain this very well, but it's kind of like, naturally you'd expect that after the lockdowns were over, you'd expect that people would go back to work, to the office, because there'd be a natural inclination to go and see people again. And also for like the people at work, it'd be nice to, like have some face-to-face talk, because oh my god, dude, chasing after people is the worst thing in the world. I'm trying to set up a rather large event in the hopefully coming weeks, months, years. Yeah, I've done a lot of work for it, but it's just like trying to catch people, especially for online, is kind of a challenge, because you're always dealing with different time zones, you're sending messages and you have to wait for a response, that sort of thing. And so I can imagine it works so much faster if you're just like face to face, you're like, hey, let's get this done, you come over to my desk, let's figure it out, let's be done, right? At the same time though, there's also a lot of work that I feel that is done at the office, which can also just be done at work. So I feel like naturally you kind of lean to maybe like a 50-50 split, something like that, just on average, right? Some people really prefer to be in the office, some people really prefer to be at home. But I feel like it's kind of got 90-10 at the office right now, depending from like what I've heard from people around me, and that's kind of surprised me. It's like, is that really just like offices that like have paid for their buildings and they really want to keep them up, or is it like someone else? Because I'd imagine like if I own a company and I have an office space and I can reduce the occupancy by like half the amount, so I can halve my costs on the rent on that, I'd do that. So yeah, but yeah. To be honest, too many shit is going on at work. I'm managing 3 teams, so heavy politics. Damn, dude. Yeah, at a certain point in time, like working the skills up to become just people management. People management, people management, people managers. For me, what I've found that works really well with people management is to just have very, very clear, strict rules around work. It's like not necessarily be like, I am the dictator and you do exactly what I say, but just be like, hey, this is what we expect. This is what you do. If you do that, that happens. If you do that, that happens. Basically like that. Because I've, you know, like my skills in people management are of course a little bit different because like this work is different, right? But from like when I managing like multiple people from like 30 to 50 at the same time around like an event sort of thing. Initially, it would just be like, oh yeah, let's just go do what you want, just have some fun. I trust your common sense, which doesn't always work. Because people's common sense is all different. So just having like a clear rules, clear things laid out, it's like, okay, these are the guidelines, this is what we expect. That kind of works. But at the same time, you do have to then be lenient. Let's say someone like needs to, you know, don't be too rigid. I guess. But yeah. Anyway, let me go and sit down because I think it is time for us to go inside the game a little bit, take a look at the game. Because yeah, I'm actually quite excited for it. I'm actually quite excited for what we have in store today. Which yeah, it's been a while. It's been a while since I've had that with Warframe. I mean, like, actually no, I'm lying because I've actually really enjoyed Warframe when we played it over the last couple of weeks. But yeah, I mean, like, people coming around and giving me references, like, it's insane, you know, that got me so giddy with excitement. It's got me so cool. And yeah, you know, like, trying to get this weapon back. This was the hardest challenge. This is the hardest thing to do, to get that Riven. From now on, it's all going to be great. So yeah, let's do the transition. Amazing transition. You've never seen anything like this before. Look. It's the same background, but lighter. Darker, lighter. There's no difference. You didn't see a thing. Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. So done. Anyway, I hope you guys are doing good. I hope your first day is going all right. Man, it really is so weird, like going to like 4 streams a week. I quite enjoy it. Like, it frees up a lot of time for me. Right now, I'm kind of like in this switching zone, right? Because like I used to not stream. I used to stream every single weekday. Then I had like my break with studies, and then like I came back to streaming. And it's like then you do 5 streams a week, and you know you're very busy with that. And now all of a sudden it's like, wait, all of a sudden now I'm making a video every day. And I was like, okay, so now I want to switch out of it because last week I tried doing the 2 videos a day, but doing 2 videos a day didn't really help all that much. Put like the amount of work versus the amount of like reward out of it wasn't really worth it. So I need to switch it up. And then like, you're in this weird switching phase where, oh wait, I used to do this before. Like, what do I do now? You have to find new patterns, basically. Wei Chang says, back to work. We'll check your video later. And I saw the color change. You didn't see anything. There was nothing that changed. It's all the same. It's a perfect transition. Oh boy. Yeah, let us go and get to Warframe because that is what we're here for today. Let's go and switching over to this wonderful, wonderful game. So yeah, here we are inside the Orbiter, which is basically where 90% of the Warframe stuff happens. If you guys are not familiar, Warframe is a game that we started out this channel with. It's been around for quite some time. Basically, it's a looter shooter game, MMO, that has so many weird side things right now. It's insane. I used to be super deep into the lore and everything about 2018, 2017, 2019, like 6 years ago or something. Knew everything about it, and now I'm here, and I'm just like completely confused. So, Mitchell, how's it going, dude? How are you doing today? I hope you're doing well. So, oh boy. It's been a while. Let me go make sure that I have. I need to go do something. I'm as confused as you are. Yeah, let's both be confused together. Let's both be confused together. Oh man, oh man, oh man, oh man. Well, like one thing. Like one thing that I find quite interesting. I'm kind of like trying to figure out how to say this properly. Because like one thing that I found is that like it is really interesting to gauge people's reactions online, or like get a feeling for people's reactions online. So I don't know how well I do with online reactions and like trying to figure out what to think of it. Because basically, when it comes down to whatever you do online, people will always think all sorts of things about it. You can literally cure blindness, and there will be people who find something wrong with it because you're Mr. Beast and your character has actually been pulled into question quite severely over the last few months. And you know these claims seem to be quite valid. And I'm kind of like, well, what the hell is going on? But anyway, not what I'm talking about that. Regardless of what you do, there are people who like it and people who hate it. And in general, the way that I feel is like I'm just gonna be me. And if you like what I do, you watch what I do. And if you don't like what I do, you can still watch what I do. But, you know, like, I feel like if you don't like it and you really, really hate it, it's like, you know, probably don't watch it. There's so many more people out there. And, you know, let everyone be whoever wants to be. At the same time, I also have, when I return to this game, is that, you know, like there are so many things that I realize that I don't know, that I've never been able to figure out yet because, you know, there's been 6 years of content that I've kind of slept on and I'm trying to figure it out. And, you know, sometimes you don't know that doing a different click will actually make you do your heavy melee attack. So it may be good sometimes to listen to the negative feedback. Don't throw it all off as haters and, you know, people who want to meme that, because a lot of times people that speak up in terms of emotions, there is actually a nugget of truth in there. The same way that me speaking up into something in like a video being like, oh man, I don't like this, maybe it's completely opposed to what you're thinking, but there may be a nugget of truth into what I'm saying that you can learn from. And similarly, I've been trying to try and piece out like, hey, you know, like this kind of stinks, but they're saying something that could actually point me to something that means well. So yeah, when it comes to this game, it has been quite interesting as to how to deal with it, because especially this has been a game that's been very close to me, close to my heart. There's also been like some conflict that I've had with it, and at the same time I've also been a very big expert in it, and right now I'm kind of a confused noob in it. So it's kind of weird what to make of it sometimes. As to like, hey, you know, I remember I used to really think like everything was great about it. Then I used to go through a time where I was like, oh man, if there's like one tiny thing wrong, I'm gonna kind of shit on it because I feel like they're done me wrong and I feel like bad about it. So if there's something that's bad about it, I'm just gonna be like, oh man, you know, you took out the ability for me to make capture things in Warframe. Yeah, I hate this. You know, like I'd be like that. And now I've kind of like, and now I'm kind of like here in a situation where initially I came into this just to like have some fun with like going about this, memeing about it a little bit about you know, about the state of some certain things. You know, there were things in this game that I think are quite meme worthy. I mean, like that entire like whispers in the wall being kind of like watchdogs. If you go right here to this guy that's standing here, the Warframe quests. The quests. God, why is this no longer under quests? There it is. Whispers in the wall. Right, he's not here. He's not here. Anyway, like, the Watch Dogs guy. We all know the Aubergine Triad. He looks like a Watch Dogs person, like the main character. You have the weird Attack on Titan Titans, like, caressing each other, and you have the entire, like, Black Clover thing. I'm gonna be the Wizard King. It's like, that's weird, right? It's strange. It's like, this is not what Warframe was when I logged in. I'm like, I think it's funny and meme where we just like kind of mess about with it. But then I've also found is that people also don't quite understand like humor in a sense, or like sarcasm. Because like recently I made this video right here, which was about like the Metaphor Refantasio game, which honestly I have a bit of a weak spot for. I said about as much in this video right here, the Metaphor Refantasio game. Which I talked about in this video right here, the big metaphor issue that no one talks about, because Metaphor Refantasio is a game like a JRPG. It's a game that's so amazingly like written in depth. You know, there's a fun gameplay elements. I have a weak spot for this game. I love that game, but it takes a long time. So for me, like I talked about, like I can't play this game because you know the big problem for me is that. It takes up too much time, and I will not be able to do anything. So that's basically the video that I made here. It's like the big metaphor issue that no one talks about. You know, the big problem with this game is that it is too good that it will take away your time to do anything. So, you know, it's kind of dangerous because it's so good. The big problem is that it's too good. That was the entire point of this video. And people, like, you can look at the like to dislike ratio. People didn't get it. People didn't get that, like, this entire thing was like, you know, It's like the game, like the only problem with this game is that it's too good. And like I just don't get that. I don't get what to make out of this, because like you see things right here. It's like, what the fuck does a weird complaint? It's like, dude, it is it is literally, it's like the game is so good. The only problem is that it's too good. It's like, you're complaining about that it's great. Yes, I am talking about like it's a great game. Oh my god. Like, that's the entire joke. That's the entire joke. It's like the same thing with like here, like the Postma one. If you go to this channel right here, one of the most popular videos on this channel right here is if we go right here, we go to the new best Warframe melee period. Like, this right here is like this right here is still one of my favorite videos. This video is all about like the new, like the original video was called the best Warframe melee period, and that was a video made by Cole James about Barrow's butt plug. So then I made a follow-up on that called the new best Warframe melee. So that's basically like a call out to Cole James's video, the new best Warframe melee period. You go here and it's like, people really didn't like that. And I'm like, bro, it's like, the entire thing is like, listen, we're going to be talking about the new best Warframe melee period, and it's Barrow's butt plug 2. Like, I think it's a funny joke. I think it's a funny meme. It's like, you know, it's not going to be serious. You know, I'm not like a build channel. I'm not like, so it's like, it's kind of weird. It's kind of weird sometimes to gauge what people are on about. It's kind of weird for me sometimes to gauge what people are on about. That's kind of what I'm trying to get at. And especially right now when it comes to like playing in Warframe, I'm trying to find my balance with like, hey, you know, are there things sometimes where I'm a little bit too harsh on, or are there things sometimes where, you know, I actually can stand my ground, or I can actually like put out my, you know, my criticism. So yeah, like, I'm just trying to sometimes figure out is like, how do I like respond, kind of thing. Like what do I do with this? I feel like with the like kind of like funny videos that I make, like the Bear's Butt Plug one and the Metaphor one, you know, I still kind of like them. I still kind of enjoy them. I feel like mostly it's people who just kind of randomly run into this video and they don't understand the joke of it. They don't understand the meme about it. It's like, I don't get how you don't understand that, but you know, sure, you know, people may not understand that. If they did dislike it, that's fine. If they dislike it, it's like, you know, if they weren't going to be interested in watching me anyway, then that's fine. But especially when it comes to like playing this game or playing other games that, you know, you guys who are watching, you do like it and you bring up valid concerns, it's sometimes kind of like hard for me to like figure out, it's like, hey, like, is this something where I should stand my ground? Is like, hey, this grind right here for the Latron incarnate, going into an open world and then like going to eat fish and then you lose all the fish parts, that sucks. Like, that legitimately, that thing sucked. Should I stand on that? Should I be more comfortable with like saying that? Or is it like something where, you know, when I say like, oh my god, it's like, it's so bad, I can't even get something out, it's open world, and I was like, well, that's because it's not an open world. If I just like put all these comments away, it's like, oh, it sucks, you know, then I'll never learn it's an open world. So I'm just kind of like trying to figure out like how what to do with that. But yeah, that's just me talking about things. Anyway, here we are right now. That was a weird ramble. Here we are right now in Warframe. We have our little Helios right here with all the resources that have fallen down. We have the thing right there, and then this right here is the star of the show today. The star of the show today is, of course, going to be the Zenistar Riven. Let's go take a look at it. This right here is the Zenistar Riven, the Zenistar Lukti Tidra. It has a plus 1.8 range, a plus 46.1% attack speed, and times 1.42 damage to the corpus. And it fits in the Zenistar. Now, these are not necessarily the stats that we want for it, but I can always roll it to go and roll it for something great. So let's go take a look at the Zenistar right now. The Zenistar, we have it right here. This is the Zenistar as I have it right now, and there's a lot that needs to be done about this build, because seriously, we're not doing all that good. We're not doing all that good on this. I mean, it's kind of fine, but I want it to be even stronger. So what I'm going to do is I'm probably going to go and I'm going to go to
ready to kick.
I'm probably going to go towards the relay, and we're going to go and try and play around relay 69. I appreciate it, and we're going to go play around with some builds. We're going to go read some comments. I think that what we're going to do, is I'm going to go into the relay, go into like the simulacrum, read some comments, and then try different builds and then see whatever works. And if we need to upgrade something, or you know, if we need to roll certain things, we can work with that. So let's go towards the simulacrum. I can just fast travel, I believe. Fast travel to several of the hours, and then let's go here to this place. Let's see. Here we are. Wonderful, wonderful, wonderful. So then, let's get a little bit of a baseline. I want to get bombards, corrupted bombards, and we'll just do like enemy level 100, or I think 145. Confirm. We'll do pulse AI, and we do radius confirm. 20 of them, please. There we go. HyperX, how's it going, man? How are you doing? Right, here we go. We're gonna simulate them. All right, so this right here is going to be our baseline. We have the corrupted bombards, which is kind of like the simulacrum challenge. We have the corrupted bombards right here, max level 145. So what we're going to go start out with is we're just going to do a standard attack. I'm going to toss a disc, and we're just going to go see as to what it will do. I forgot I turned off the HUD. I forgot I turned off the HUD. No way. Let's see. Interface, system, HUD. Show HUD, please. Yes. Save it. Yeah, there we go. There we go. Wonderful. Right. So, let's see what it's doing right now. As you can see, it does about like 100 damage at each tick, which if you look at the 145, it's not all that good. This is not killing enemies as it's supposed to. It is not taking them down as I want to. Let's try again. Alright, so this right here is our baseline of the Zenistar that we're going to be starting out with. It does about 100 damage or so per tick. It's not really taking out these 145 baseline, corrupted bombards. So it's going to have to be a little bit better. Let's go to the build and let's see what we can do. Let us see what we can do. Let's go and upgrade this. Let's have a look. So, this right here is the build that I have on here. We have this Zenistar Riven right here, which obviously we're going to have to find some sweet spot for what kind of stats we want on there. But before I do that, let's just go and take a look at how I can upgrade this by taking some notes from the people who put their kind feedback into the comments. So, let's see here. We're going to go to let me show Postma. I'm going to go to this one right there. We're going to go to the videos. And let's see, where was the Zenistar one? Because the last time I touched on the Zenistar, it was there. 2 weeks ago. Zenistar Aura can damage cap with a 5,000% chroma. Damn. But I do have a chroma. I do have a chroma. Let us go and take a read first as to what is in here. I'll note things down. I'll actually go and bring up my note taking thing. Do I have that right there? Yes, I do. Let's see. The Warframe Zenistar, right? So these were the suggestions from before. All right, so it is time for us to go bring out our notes, because if we want to start out with a good build, we got to make sure that we have our information right. So we have our notes from the very first time, which were about putting the mods Blood Rush and Weeping Wounds on, which I think we tried. We have the Galvanized mods. We went into that. Melee Influence, I believe I have. I haven't done Tennokai yet, so Tennokai is still something that I could try. And then this right here, I think we tried as well. In the arsenal, like these are just like combination with builds that we can do. I've heard so many good things about Killer Throw. Maybe we'll farm Killer Throw today, and then we can always try CPR to like try and revive the Zenistar. But let's see what people are saying here in the comments, and yeah, we'll see. So we have Iron Cutlass, who says, blast electricity work off of having high level of enemy density, tight corridors or crowd control I recommend for it, but it's not necessarily a requirement. If you want to boost damage, I'd recommend a standard Sarin melee setup. So that right there is Sarin right there. Sarin melee setup. So Aura / Exilus, Grow and Power / Power Drift. Mods, Prime Flow, Blind Rage, Narrow-Minded, Precision Intensify. Precision Intensify, what's that? Precision Intensify. Let's go take a look at what that is. So Precision Intensify is a... Hold on, I'll make this a little bit smaller. There we go. Precision Intensify is a variant of Intensify that greatly increases ability strength for only the 4th Warframe ability. Wow. That is wild. 90% power for the 4th ability. Dude, that's crazy. Where do you get that? You get that from drop locations. Doesn't say. Enemy drop tables, the Anatomizer. Oh, so this drops from the Plains of the Wolves, I say. HyperX says the easiest way to increase damage is stealth. So the thing that I want to be looking for today, or like what I want to be looking for in general is I want to look for just a general build. Now the thing that I want to now I want to stipulate that I see a lot of suggestions for like go for this Warframe, go for this, go for that. What I generally want is a general build that works pretty well that we can always augment with another Warframe. But I would love to just be able to like take whatever Warframe in whatever situation, be able to toss that disc and just lay waste to everyone. That is when I would say that the entire thing is revived. Otherwise, you know, we could always like try and up it. But that's the base thing that I want to try. So let's see. This right here seems to be the Saren build. Mitch says I have an extra one if you'd like. Ooh. I'm interested, but maybe I already have one because, you know, I have been fighting the Plains of the Wolves quite a bit. Travis says, Plains of the Wolves. I mean, it is, right? It is, you know, because, you know, it's the Plains of the Wolves. You know, you have the Plains of Eidolon, and then you have the Plains of Fortuna, and then you have the Plains of Deimos, because Plains is like whatever Warframe calls their open worlds, and then you have the Whispers and the Wolves. It's just like the Plains of the Wolves. I don't know. I don't know what else to call it. Because it's like a plains thing. It's like it's got a bounty person, it's got like a mining person, it's got like all these different things, and you gotta raise ranks. Like that's plains. Some people call them open worlds, but they're also not open worlds because Plains of Island is not really technically an open world, so it's just a word. I can't wait for the Plains of 1999. Yeah, man, I can't wait for that either. I know why. I know why you're looking forward to that, Tribe. I know why you're looking forward to that. Driving around on your motorcycle. Dude, how long until like they do Tenogen skins for the motorcycle? You can just have like your real life motorcycles in the game. Like, dude, that'd be wild. That'd be wild. I should not open Twitch there. Right. So, let's see here. I was looking at this. Well, I was going over here. Right. So this right here is the setup for the Saren build. But yeah, how to use Roar as general damage. Okay, so this right here is the Siren build, which I'll look into later on. Let's see, Tandem Bond is all you need. Now, what is Tandem Bond? Let's see. All right, so now we have a comment right here by B. Luz. I don't like what YouTube has done with like the app thing. We have a comment by B. B says Tandem Bond is all you need. So let me go and take a look at Tandem Bond. Tandem Bond. Tandem Bond is a beast companion mod that allows the companion's melee attack to add to the owner's melee combo. Ooh. Alright. Yeah, that sounds like it actually could work. That sounds like it actually could work. So we're going to change them around for Tribal. And then we're going to go upgrade Tribal with Tandem Bond. I do not have Tandem Bond. Right. Is Tandem Bond a... ooh. What the hell am I doing? Is Tandem Bond a thing? Let's see. It's a beast mod, right? So let's see where it drops. The Tandem Bond can be bought for Master Theosonai. What the hell are you? Oh, you're the Plains person. You're a Plains person. I was like, is this like Teshin with a weird name, a seasonal Teshin? But no. All right. I know this one. I'll go and check on him right now. Let's do this. Let's leave the simulacrum. Yes, please. Let's go to order. And let's do this. Tandem Bond had a thing where you could gain infinite 12 times combo. It was fixed a while back. No way! Dude, why are they fixing the fun parts of the game? Tribal says, it would be cool to have my 2017 Yamaha R1 in Warframe, but I doubt they would allow it. Dude, they put a bloody Nokia in the game. I'm sorry, I peeked there. They put a bloody Nokia in the game. You're telling me that they're not going to put a motorcycle in the game? Look, they put a bloody computer in the game. This keyboard, I'm pretty sure, if I look up closely to this, let's see. I'm pretty sure we can figure out what this keyboard is. Hold on. I know what I can do. I'm going to go to, right here, equipment, Spectres, what is this? God dang it, I don't know what to do. Orbiter, decorate, yes, that's what I needed. All right, let's go take a look how close we can get. This right here, come on, get closer. I need you to get closer. Right. Let's see. This must be, I believe this will be some sort of IBM computer. I think that right there will be like an HP keyboard. hold on. Let me see. All right, so IBM white computer. And I want to go to HP white keyboard 9090s. Let's see. I had that exact computer when I was a kid. I know, right? I know. So, like, it is an actual thing. So I'm just going to try and figure it out. We have an optical drive there. We have, like, a big, we have, like, oh my god. We have, like, the floppy drives over there. We have the big thing over there. So it must be 90-something? Like, late 80s, early 90s. I had an exact computer when I was a kid, Treble says. It got turned off wrong and died. Yeah, computers did that at the time. Computers definitely did that at the time. So it's not this one. It is also not that one. It is, like... It is somewhere in between these and then, like, the later ones. So let's see. Let's see if we can just go around and find it. Like, this right here... IBM personal computer. If you look at that build here, let's go compare this stuff right here. You know, like you have the 4 drive bays. We have 4 drive bays that are occupied. And the thing that I want to find out is there like a vent hole over there? I think that they've kind of covered it up. Maybe what we can do. It's like let me go check the plains of the wolves. Let me go check the plains of the wolves. Because I believe in the Plains of the Wolves, they don't have all this like plant stuff in front of it. Maybe I can get a closer look. So let's go here. Then let's go to the head. The keyboard is a newer model QWERTY. Yeah, I know. It's like, that is, like, I think it's an HP 99. It's like one of the swoopy one. White keyboard. Curvy. Oh, wait. Curvy? Like back in the day, like HP did one of those like rounded edges keyboards. 2000s, I think early 2000s maybe. Let's see. So like this right here is sort of what you're looking at, but it is wider. It had a certain point in time that they had all these keyboards, like so something like this, right? Like you see that, like the curved keyboard. I want to see if we can find out over there.
Tenno, our work
yes,
goes on.
This is exactly what I was looking for. This is exactly what I was looking for. Right now, I need to find a way to get a closer look at this. Like right here, this right here is completely a Nokia.
And how may this relic make himself useful to you today?
Just by not interrupting me.
We truly
do you have anything of use to me?
No matter.
Do they have capture scenes of this, by the way? If they had capture scenes of this, that would be wild. Let me take a look.
The enemy shall not. Very good.
They must have a capture scene of this.
A few.
But yeah, these right here, like this right here is a Nokia.
But we are going to crack on.
Get down. Right, so stay close. Right. So this thing does not have the vent on the side. It is actually smaller than the computer we were looking at. This keyboard here, I strongly believe this is HP. I strongly believe this is an HP keyboard. 3310 Finnish engineer. Yeah, exactly. Like this right here is clearly a Nokia. And then that right there, that computer over there. Let's see. It might not be an IBM, by the way, because this is way too wide on the sides. But yeah, anyway, the point still stands. The point stands right here with this phone over there that they will put actual real world artifacts in the game. So them putting your Yamaha motorcycle in the game is not impossible anymore, because they've actually shown and they have some precedent for actually putting real life things in the game. A year ago, I would have said no way they're gonna do that. Now, I don't see a reason why not. I don't see a reason why not. But yeah, anyway, let's go back. We were going to the Plains of Eidolon. That's what we were doing, because we were gonna look at Teshin's Austrian friend, basically. So yeah, let's go here. Teshin's Austrian friend right here in... No! We're going to see his visions in your head! God dang it, Seiya. I wasn't ready to do this.
You
Right.
must drive back the infested from our
We're
homes
doing this now.
so we can prepare offerings once more.
No, Seiya, I know you're having strange voices in your head, but that doesn't mean that you should put them on to me. Why are you doing this to me? Why the hell are you doing this to me? Also, legit, I was just looking around the game. I was like, yo, Tribal's joined this game. But no, it's literally my Minecraft called Chevlon Tribal. And I kind of got confused by that. Master teasing. Dude, master teasing. Speaking of masters, dude. I was watching a video yesterday of Kung Fu Panda, which, man, great movie. Great movie. It's like one of those movies, you know, back in the day that they made, which has become an instant classic. But yeah, it is, dude, that master in Kung Fu Panda, the, like, Master Oogway, such a troll, dude. Such a fucking troll. Oh, I love that character. I freaking love that character. He just being like, well, you know, like, there's this scene where, like, he's introduced, and, like, they're using, like, this entire row of candles, and he just starts to, like, he just gets off his stick where he's like meditating on or something, and like this other sensei wants to speak with him, and he's like, he gets down, starts blowing out the candles one by one, and he knows he's fucking with him, dude. It's wonderful. That movie is great. Yeah, I forgot about that cat, dude. I still kind of remembered it, but there are so many cats that like I forgot I had. Like I have an hydroxate cat. I didn't like I don't remember how half these cats came to be. Right. So what exactly do I need to do right now? Do I just need to like survive, and then like there's gonna be an extraction point? We'll see. Also, it seems like I've never ranked you up, Tribal, because that cat is now level 3. So I'm sorry I never leveled you up. I've kind of forgotten about you, but I didn't actually forget about you. I forgot about the Chevlon Tribal cat, but not about you. Damn. I should not be naming my my characters after people in chat anymore. just makes things sound really, really harsh. So yeah.
And in this horrible storm, I know it's true.
You know the truth, man. Stop it. Just stop listening to these visions and the voices. Listen to the visions and the voices is not gonna do you well. Chevlon Tribal is down. Is he? No, I didn't even see that. Nah, you're good. You're good. You're good. Wow, look at that go. That was really, really tough. I don't even have Incarnate standing on this Latron yet. That's so sad.
I give thanks to the Unum that she brought you to our
Red crit, dude. It was red crit all around. We had the red crit bonus. No, in a sense, I'm wondering if what's going on with Warframe's like power scaling, right? It's like the reason I ask. Yo, that's done. The reason I ask like what's going on with Warframe's power scaling is that right now we're getting a whole bunch of bonuses in missions that are just like get red crits all around, get 200% more damage, get power on this, and it kind of feels to me like they're inflating our damage because we need to have that higher damage, or the higher damage is expected within that mission. And it kind of makes me wonder, like, why is the higher damage expected in the mission? Because normally you just run your missions just fine. Why do we now have bonuses? And I can't quite put my finger on it. I feel like there is a part of it where it's basically like people like higher numbers. So if we give them higher numbers during the missions, like we give them red crits, they just feel giddy and happy about it. And the more power that we give them, you know, we give them Incarnate transformation, we're going to give them that, we're going to give them that, we're going to give them that. Because every single time we give them something more, they'll feel happy about that because, oh, I got more powerful. But at the same time, they need to keep scaling the game with that to ensure that it doesn't become boring and stale and you slay everything, which technically you already do in Warframe, but it shouldn't get to an extent where you fire one bullet and everything in these higher level dice. So then they need to have like probably these kind of like little catch-up mechanics where if people aren't entirely in on that, they can still like do a little trigger in the game where it's like, oh, you can do this little trigger and then all of a sudden everything red crits, or you can do this little trigger and you can mercy kill something to instantly kill it and you don't actually have to, you know, fight it, so that people who aren't like completely buffing their weapon, they still have a way to kill it. But then that kind of means that you've broken the meta of the game, or you kind of broken the balance of the game to accommodate for people who always want to go one up, one up, one up, one up, one up. And it's like, doesn't that mean that basically, you know, you could have kind of like kept things the same way? I don't know. In that case, if your weapon has over 40% crit, the damage will be nerfed. Really? Since that forces red crits? Yeah, I don't know, like, it feels to me like, at a certain, like, I don't know whether it makes sense, but yeah, well, it's not like it changes anything. But anyway, we were gonna go to the Plains of Cetus, right there. I have misclicked, so we're now gonna go here. But yeah, also we got a combat blueprint. Ooh, that's nice. I didn't even see that. I didn't even see that. So it's a minus 100% critical chance. Oof. Also, Chan, thank you so much for that subscription on YouTube. I appreciate it. Okay, let's see. Mr. Tushin Plains Dude. Where are you? I need to find you. I need to find you real good. I need to find you real good. God, yo, that's my boy Konsu out to lunch. Dude. Konsu being out to lunch was wild. Yo, we got the business here, also out to lunch. What the heck do you do? He's by Hawk. I'm just gonna go on fast travel to this shit. There he is.
I can glean for aesthetics, stealth.
Browse wares. Right, let's see what we have here. Tandem Bond. Yes, please. I want to purchase that. The Saw guy. He's next to the Saw guy? Alright. Well, I now have Tandem Bond. Let me go and leave Cetus here. Bada bing, bada boom. And I can go put down Treble. No. Wait, there's a thing for Arcanes now? Since when is Arcanes here? I thought Arcanes was with the Tenno. Anyway, here we go. Zenistar's 2 ways: invest in it as a primer or use it as DPS with investment. Okay. Well, the first thing I want to do is I want to go to my kitty cat, because that was what we were doing here. Upgrade it with...
Excellent armaments, operator. Please return covered in blood.
Tandem Bond.
Safe and sound.
Throw that on there. Let's see if we can fuse that. Man! I need some endo. Does anyone know of a good endo farm? Does anyone know of a good endo farm? Because this right here is... I got 38 endo, which is kind of crap. I can only do like 1 rank with this. Let's go. I've never had 8 fusion cores in this game. They not only moved it and forced you to use it now? Damn. But yeah, like I thought Arcanes was always at the operator. What did they put in the operator now then? Oh, yo, what's up, bold items? Equipment? Yeah, it's still here. Mages refer to Mages Lockdown, and if I switch to here, and then we go to equipment, we have Mages Elevate and Mages Elevate. Yeah, baby. Oh boy, right. It was in the Forge before. Okay. So yeah, like this right here, I don't think is any more possible. Like right here, I have the 2 Mages Elevates. I don't think that they allow you to put like the same things on this on your operator anymore. But like yeah, I used to do that because that would just like really go and upgrade my health quite a bit. Yeah, let's see. What do I want to do? What do I want? Yeah, I wanted to find an endo farm, and I wanted to keep on like noting down whatever we have here. So all right, so we got Tandem Bond, and a pet that won't perish. All right, so I got Tandem Bond, bought it. Let's see, we have a go back. Last week we looked at the go back. We need to go, and we also have right here we had a comment. The comment is gone. No way, the comment is gone. That was a comment there just a second ago. It's gone. All right, there it is. And we have a comment right here which says, and a pet that won't perish. Tribal, are you going to perish on me? Look away from me if you're not going to perish on me.
Operator, did you hear that? It said...
I'm going to trust you're not going to perish on me. Animals don't actually die anymore now. They don't? All right, perfect. Let's see. Wrathful Advance from Colorful gives flat crit chance and does its work on the disc. Alright, so that's Colorful, but again, we're not looking for that. Two Regal 2 says, galvanized mods are decently priced, to be honest, but if you don't have arbitration unlocked to get them yourself, I think we do have all the galvanized mods that I need now. Sebastian Infanti says, you have the status, you have the duration. What you're missing is condition overload, crit damage, and crit chance. To which Augur Evan says, condition overload doesn't work. Michael says condition overload doesn't work with this, and also this weapon has really bad crit. So basically, condition overload and crit is not really the way to go about it seems. Error Hill says, yeah, about putting something on and go for a coffee pot. Yeah, that's something that we're trying to fix again. Hyperx says, I have a couple of Zenistar builds. Raffle funds can be given to other frames. Yeah, we could try that with this thing, right? We could try that with Moist Frog, bruh. Where between Moist and Frog, there's 2 spaces. I don't know what that is. I don't know what that is. But yeah, that is the case indeed. Right. So now let's go take a look at the build. What do you guys recommend for the build? And also, like, what should we go and look for with the Riven? So, right. So going for the commons has at least given me Tandem Bond, and also seen me a lot of recommendations for using it in combination with Warframes. However, it's not necessarily the Warframes that I want to be focusing on. I really want to have a good general build. So that brings us back to right here. HyperX says that he has a couple of good Zenistar builds, and Travel says it is Mel Memphis called Linus Flesh Tips. Dude, I like that more than I should. I like that more than I should. Oh boy, but we gotta stay focused. We gotta stay focused here. So, right here I have fire or radiation. I kind of want to have blast and electricity or something, but I can't really make this change itself around, which is kind of unfortunate. So, yeah. What should we look for? Let's see. So yeah, our crit chance is really, really low. Our crit multiplier is also not that great. Status is pretty high. I'm the king of derailment, dude. Like, we match so well together. We match so freaking well together. It's insane. We're just going on tangents all the time. So yeah, it really is the... let's see. We need Prime Reach, because we need that... that range. Condition Overload doesn't work, I've heard, so that goes away. Prime Fury is the attack speed. Prime Pressure Point is the melee damage. And then, how do we do the combos again? Wait, we're in configuration C, which is for hunting. We're not hunting, we're gonna go here. There we go, this is what we were working on. Dude, I was on the wrong build the entire time. I have not been sleeping, you've been sleeping. This right here is our build. Look at that. Oh, how wonderful. Right, so. Man, have I been asleep? Have I been bloody asleep? Right, so what we have Galvanized Reflex, plus 50% heavy attack efficiency, a melee kill, plus 20 initial combo for 20 seconds, stacked up to 4 times. That's what we're going for. Prime reaches the range, so this basically like allows us to for free to go longer, because the more that we kill, the higher that our duration is, because we need to have that combo go up. Then we have the Blood Rush, the critical chance stacks with combo multiplier, so that kind of works with that right over there. We have Pressure Point for just extra damage, because we need more damage. So these right here I think are kind of important, just roll damage, extra range, and then our duration thing basically on the disc. Melee Influence right here is like basically our arcane that just spouts electricity around, which is quite nice. We have Corrupt Charge, plus 30 initial combo, minus 30 combo duration. So basically these right here are kind of all important. Then these are elemental mods, and then Blood Rush is our playground thingy basically. So what can we change on this right here? What can we change on this right here to make it a little bit more powerful? Let's go to the thing, and we'll go and take a look at this baseline. Navigation, relay, calm. There we go. Let's go take a look. Also, should I go for, like, should I try and go and build something right now and then look at the Riven? Because that's kind of what I'm going for. Or should I go and first do the Riven and then build around the Riven? Just curious. Just curious, because maybe we're going about this all wrong. Alright, let's go for a benchmark with our Zenistar right now. This right here is our Zenistar here. So We're gonna go there, and I'm gonna go there. And as you can see, right now we're doing about 117, 100 and something damage per tick. 500 sometimes? Or maybe that's 50 or something. Honestly, it is doing about 20% health damage on like a corrupted bombard of level 145. And it's still kind of going on, which is quite nice, but yeah, it is not entirely the damage that we're looking for. We want to actually have them just slay them entirely. So let's do this again. We have 20 seconds still. And if we do this multiple times in a row, we're still having the same sort of results going on. So that right there is our baseline. Reska says, the comment about going for a coffee break was more so to make a point about the E in more recent years, often putting down setups that boil down to largely automated play. Let's see, putting down... Oh yeah, they're breaking the setups to yeah. Let's see, where was that comment? Right there. Yeah, Error Hill says about putting so this is the company you're referring to. Error Hill says about putting something on and going for a coffee party. In the last years, DE has been doing everything in their ability while carefully trying to not anger the community to kill any kind of playstyle that smells like AFK. Benchy, Equinox, Ember, Seni. You have to run around and press buttons to stay alive and kill things nowadays. They even introduced an Eximus unit specifically designed to kill players that stay in place in the Jade Eximus. This is a big part of why players say that Seni is dead. The playstyle circled around the weapon kind of is too. And the thing that I replied to was like, well, all the more reason to see if there's some way to revive it. Because to me, I think that's kind of like the fun part of Warframe. I love just, like... I should probably explain this. Do you want me to explain this? Do you want me to talk about this real quickly? I don't want. I promise it won't be half an hour rant. I promise it won't be half an hour rant. But yeah, like I kind of like that. I kind of like that build. You don't have melee elementalists. What is melee elementalist? The strive to prove a point. That's fair. They say I can't do it, so I'm gonna try anyway. AFK gameplay shouldn't be a thing. Wood says. So. What do you mean with AFK gameplay? Because to me, let me put it this way. Let me go and see if I can just go to. Let me go into a mission. Let's go talk about this. Let's go have a little fun. Let's go have a little fun. I'm gonna go solo. We're just gonna go for an easy mission right now. Let's see. Is there some sort of defense right over here? Mobile defense, Arcquake. What the fuck would I want to do? Arcquake mission? No. I get the heebie-jeebies from doing that. Let's see. Here we have mirror defense. I just want to have a regular defense, please. Just capture, sabotage, defense. Yeah, there we go. And a 3, and a 2, and a 1. Alright.
The enemy is at our doorstep.
Let's wait for Lotus to do her thing. So what do I mean when I say that I like the AFK go for a coffee playstyle? Well, it kind of has to do with the way that I like to play Warframe. Warframe to me is basically a, which sounds really bad. I don't mean it that way, but a second monitor game. The reason why is I've kind of recently discovered that a lot of play within Warframe, the actions that you do aren't necessarily critical actions, more that they are just, fun, entertaining actions to get the general thing going. That's a really bad way of phrasing it, but I'm going to try and clarify that a little bit more. You see, over the last couple of weeks, we've been playing various different games. One of the games that we've been playing has been Warframe. The other game that we've been playing has been Age of Empires 2. And I feel like these games are very, very different from each other. Obviously, if you look at the way that they're set up and what the point of them is, they're very, very different, but also in the way that they're being played and the structure of the gameplay loop. You see, in Warframe, the gameplay loop is you go ahead and you do some missions, and while you're doing these missions, your end goal is to go and farm something. So you want to hope that during the run of the game, you're going to be able to get the thing that you were striving to get, or you're going to get like, you know, the reward at the end, or you're gonna like break it from a crate, you're gonna kill the enemy that you need so you can build something else. The gameplay loop, like the actual actions that you're doing are kind of part of the larger objective. Whereas in Age of Empires 2, what you're trying to do is you're trying to build up a civilization and do some aggression to take down the other person. Where basically every single decision that you make is very, very important and key into the overall structure of the game. So do I decide to go and build myself a, what's it called? Do I decide to go and build myself a stable? Or do I decide to go and build myself a, like an economic building? The moment that I do that, the moment I decide to do that, can change the game entirely. So it's very, very important at a certain point in time, like what do I do? What do I do right now? Whereas here in Warframe, it's not necessarily very important if I decide to shoot this enemy here with this gun, or with this gun, or with that gun. That doesn't really matter all that much, because the point here is not for me to kill this enemy. Like, that's not all that interesting. It's not interesting for me to go and kill this enemy right here. The thing that's interesting is for me to kill 100 of them, and then hope that 5 of them drop the part that I need. And I don't know what to name that thing. Like, this is something that, like, I just don't really have the words to describe this very well. But I think that there is a very essential difference between Warframe and something like Age of Empires 2, or even something else like, what would be called, Apex Legends. Apex Legends is also like an FPS game, where very much the decisions of where I'm going to land, which enemy of a opposing team I'm going to shoot. Am I going to go and kill, like, the hardest, like, the most skilled player of a team first, or I'm going to kill, like, their lowest skilled player? Like, these decisions, which are split-second decisions, are really, really important for the rest of the game. Whereas the kitty killing this Grineer right now, or me shooting this thing right now, or me, like, mailing that thing, doesn't really matter. The point of me fighting here in Warframe is not for me to kill this Grineer right here. It's a larger thing. I don't know, how would you guys call this? How would you guys call this? Like, I don't know. I don't know. But because Warframe is not really all that focused on in the moment, but rather over the larger whole. Like, the more interesting thing is like not like, because Warframe is not focused in the moment, but rather over the larger whole, where I'm not interested in what I'm gonna get from killing this Grineer right now. If I do this, I don't care, like, that they drop 39 credits, because I don't care about 39 credits. I want to get the reward at 20 minutes in. I want to get the reward C rotation. So probably the reward that I'm interested in is only gonna happen at 20 minutes, 40 minutes, and 60 minutes, or maybe 80 minutes, 100 minutes, or 120 minutes. Like, maybe the only reason that I'm killing this Grineer right now is because it's part of my objective to actually get the part that's going to be dropping at 2 hours into the game. Because this right here is not that interesting, this is not something that I want to expend a lot of energy or attention to, because it doesn't really matter. And that's why I kind of like the AFK gameplay style sort of thing, especially when I'm streaming, because what I can do right now is I can go and, like, put this on, I can go and put, like, 2 and 3 on. Like, this right here keeps this thing alive. This right here keeps me alive, and with that, I can go and, like, have some time to read chat. I can have some time, if I'm not streaming, to go and, you know, open up a podcast, turn on the video on the second monitor, and just enjoy my time while I'm kind of, like, sitting it out and playing to get to that 2-hour mark where I'm finally going to get my C rotation that I need. I think that to me is, like, the bigger difference between Warframe, whereas, like, the immediate actions don't matter. It's the larger scale actions that matter, and that's why I feel like I prefer more of this, which you may call lazy style approach, but it's not necessarily, like, I can understand why people call it lazy, because, like, I'm trying to minimize the amount of attention I need for individual actions, but that's also because I'm not focused in this game. I don't feel this game is really focused on the individual actions. The game is more focused on, like, the grand sum of the actions, and that's why you need to make the grand total, like, the individual actions more efficient to be able to go on for longer. If that makes sense. Let me see if you guys are able to piece out more better what I'm saying. Wood says, Warframe is a high mobility game that shines when you play fast and fly around the map. Anchoring down and placing in one spot is fine, but having an ability that automatically does things to that point, you're able to lock away and not touch the game. Yeah, that's something where I feel it's like, there are parts of Warframe where you have, like where you have that high mobility, especially if you want to go ahead and do, like, sabotages and captures, right? If you want to grind a sabotage or a capture, you really want to have a really fast build where you want to fly across the map, get out the rescue target, and then fly across the map to extraction. And then once you get to extraction, like, you're done with the level and you go and repeat it again until you finally get it. It's like, I think that, like, what you're describing is a certain type of action which is still in the same line of thinking. Let me see if I can try and explain that properly. Like, the AFK gameplay that a lot of people think about, like when you're talking about AFK gameplay, is someone who is just like putting the disc down, and then just like they keep their Warframe just standing like right here, and they call it AFK gameplay because you're not actually engaging with the game with every single enemy as you're expecting.
We have to win this.
Shut up, please. Like right now, I'm not necessarily moving towards every single enemy being like, oh man, I gotta go kill this grenade right here, and I gotta go kill that grenade right there. Instead, I'm just kind of like standing around making sure that the general overall vibes, like the general objective is being completed. And I think that that's something that you're also doing when you're speeding along a map. Right, I'm gonna have to phrase this better. I'm sorry, like I'm just trying to figure out the best way to say this. So I think that the thing that people often have in mind with AFK gameplay is this kind of style where you're just kind of standing in a corner. You're running your abilities to make sure that you don't have to worry about being shot, and you're focusing on just completing the objective in the most efficient way possible. You're not necessarily focused on like going after every single enemy and like killing them. And it feels like, well, you know, this is very, very passive. This is not like you know, Warframe is a lot more high mobility. But I feel that high mobility gameplay that you see with, for example, like doing capture missions or sabotage missions is still somewhat in the same realm. Like if I want to farm capture missions or sabotage missions, I'm not going to go around and kill every single enemy. For the best example is actually the rescue missions where I'm not going to go out to like discover the entire map, then get to the rescue place, then go and like kill every single one of the guards, give the rescue target my weapon, and then lead them out, protecting them all the time. No, what I'm going to do is I'm going to go for like a stealth build, a stealth speed build. I'm going to rush towards the rescue target. I'm going to set them free. And then I'm going to rush towards extraction so that they teleport to extraction, and I'm going to go repeat that because my focus is not completing that one single mission. My focus is doing that 50 times until I finally get the part I need. I think it's kind of the same sort of mentality, but because the execution of that, the way that looks like a much more faster paced thing, it feels like it's a complete opposite of doing this, which feels very passive, but I do still think it's very much the same sort of idea. You're trying to optimize the individual actions to make the overall whole goal go faster, and because of that you're trying to like put as little attention or focus as possible on the individual actions. Like you actually want to spend in like a rescue or a sabotage or a capture the least amount of time possible within the actual battle. You don't want to spend much time in the mission. You want to actually like, if you could go and do that within like 2 seconds every time, that would be ideal. You just like boom 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 boom, you keep rolling that dice until you get the thing that you want. That's what I'm thinking about. But yeah. Sina, how's it going? HyperX says, yeah, the enemies aren't even that strong. The stage thinks you can't get rotation rewards past like 250 or something. Isn't it like... Yeah, I don't know what the upper limit is, basically. But yeah, it's like... But yeah. Yeah, you have an infinite 6 times combo? Did I see that right? No, you don't. No, I have a 5 times combo. Right here. So yeah, that like... Anyway, but yeah. Let me go and make sure it toss that down. But yeah, because Warframe is like such a... Yeah, but it's basically because of the way that Warframe is, that it's a game where the individual actions don't matter all that much. It's the overall actions. So it's like, I'm not focused on killing the one Grenier. The focus is on like completing the mission as efficiently as possible. Because of that, I do really like the AFK builds, because they're the builds that allow me to most efficiently play the game. And especially when I'm like, let's say that I'm going for an actual like survival where I'm farming something, I'll have to go for like a 2 to 8 hour survival, and I don't want to be like full focus on like that for 8 hours. Like it's nice if you're going for like a 2 to 8 hour run that you're able to, you know, like throw down this disc, be able to like go and start up a video sometimes, be able to like go to the bathroom a little bit if you're able to, you know, have like a good like coordination with your teammates, that sort of stuff. Because otherwise, you know, it will be way too draining, and that's not really necessarily what Warframe is, because, you know, then that farming wouldn't necessarily be possible there. But why is it stuck at 5 times? I don't know. I don't know necessarily why it's doing that. But yeah.
Come on.
How do I turn this off? Because this is awfully annoying. This right here is awfully annoying. Why am I hearing things? Why am I hearing things? Let's see. I'm hearing like really annoying sounds and stuff. Let's see. Hint transmissions, turn that off. Orbiter transmissions, turn that off. Player hit marker sound, that's fine. That's off. Enable operator voice, turn that off. Please and thank you. There we go. But yeah, anyway, that was I hope that somewhat makes sense, like the entire ramble. It's me just like trying to figure out as to, like, what the hell like to make out of this, and it's only recently that I've been like trying to think about it, which is also why my my thoughts are kind of like incoherent. But yeah, that's kind of like the Warframe AFK optimizing build stuff, and why I kind of like it. But yeah, right now it's on 6 times. It's not really increasing all that much, no. No, it really isn't. The combo is sometimes stuck at a certain multiplier. Yeah, I guess that's what we're looking into. That's what we're seeing right now. I guess I should just go and roll that Riven, and then we'll see. Yeah, it doesn't go past 6 times, which I guess it's fine because like we're at about a minute or something, so it's whatever. Eh? Actually, I'm just gonna go leave this. I don't really care about this mission. It's gonna take me longer to get to the end of the mission, and actually, too, though, like, it's not worth it. The rewards I'm gonna get out of this, it really ain't. There we go. Mission failed. Who gives a crap? Right. Let us go and take a look. The next thing. Yeah, I think that I should probably go and look at the Riven. Because I think it's better for us to go and look at like the Riven itself and then see where that builds in and then like build the thing around it. All right, so let's go and take a look at the Riven, what we want for a Zenistar Riven. I think that generally, there we go, and there we go. I think that generally like range, it's not too bad. I don't necessarily need a whole bunch more, but you know, if we get it, it's not too bad. Attack speed, I don't really care all that much about, and damage to corpus is not something that I'm really looking forward to. So we're just gonna go cycle this, and we're just gonna see what the hell comes out of it. Sell duplicate mods for endo? No, I'll just farm some fusion cores. Like, it'll be fine. I like to have like all the duplicate ones. It's good to have all the duplicates. Let's go roll the first one. So the first one we have plus damage to Gunir and plus finisher damage. That is worthless. There is no finisher damage like useful in the Zenistar, and damage to Grenadier is also something I don't really care about. So we're gonna go do that, and we're gonna go yeah. Range and attack speed is the best, but like if we could have more combo stuff, that would be quite nice as well. So, you know, I want to see what else I can get. Here we have plus electricity, that's nice. Plus additional combo count chance, 90%, minus 94% critical chance, and ×2 for heavy attacks. I'm thinking that this one could be quite nice. Because the crit chance, this weapon is not really a crit weapon, as we talked about. It does have the additional combo count chance, which is really nice. And we have electricity, which I think we need for our melee thing. This might be a pretty good mob. What do you guys think? What do you guys think? Do we keep this? Do we go for this? Minus crit isn't a bad negative. Yeah, no, I was thinking about that. Like, I don't think that's too bad. And it's the heavy attacks that we're going for. It's ×2 for heavy attacks. Range attack speed is better. You still think that this right here is better for the... Keep the old one? Alright, well, then we're gonna keep the old one. I thought it was quite nice, but yeah, let's cycle this again. Let's go. I'm gonna trust you guys here in chat. Alright, next one we have plus 204% critical chance, ×2 from heavy melee attacks, plus 186.1% melee damage. What do we think? Raw damage is quite nice, but again, this weapon is not really a crit weapon. So I don't know what we could make out of that. I don't know what we can make of it. The gut roll is range and attack speed and a negative. So then actually like this base is already quite good, like the range and attack speed. But wouldn't we want to have like wouldn't like initial combo count be extra? I mean, like, yeah, actually we already have quite a decent long duration. 408 crit. It is a pretty nice for like the heavy attacks, but then again, like we don't have like that high base. Like we don't have a pretty high base crit thing right here. Like, look, critical chance is 10%. Let's see. If you guys are saying that like the 2x crit isn't applicable to the disc, yeah, like I don't think that. I wasn't really gonna go with that. But like, if you guys are saying that like range and attack speed is the best thing there is, like what else are we gonna be able to get out of this? Going for another roll. All right, we have toxin, cold, and attack speed. That's not gonna be worthwhile. I can already tell that. I feel like we're not getting anything better here now. Let's stick with this. Let's roll another time. Let's go take a look what we can find. We have heavy attack efficiency, plus 7 seconds combo duration, and plus melee damage. Yeah, this right here, like, it's not gonna get better than this now, is it? But then, like, how do we use that to increase the damage on our build? Let's go take a look. Otherwise, it's range and cold, heat, and a negative. All right, so like, how are we gonna fit this into the build then? Because right now, like, melee influence will be fun to play around with. I'll try and get more of those. But then, like, where are we gonna fit this in? Like, I think I'm just gonna go take away these right here, because I think that this right here is the base stuff that we need for sure. This right here we can't move around. Then let's see, you don't need corrupt charge. Why would I not need corrupt charge? Like, wasn't this the entire thing that we built this on? Galvanized Elementalist. You could influence the damage using a Warframe ability. So, like, that's not necessarily what I am looking for. Like, I'm trying to initially look for, like, having a build that takes me, like, I can throw it around, it spins for a minute, and does decent damage, and then if we can always amplify that with a Warframe ability, that would be nice. But, like, if we're gonna go with something that, you know, like, has, like, if we're gonna do something that is already dependent on this, then that's, you know, how do I say this? Like, if we're gonna go build something that's dependent on the Warframe ability, I can only play with that Warframe. Get what I'm saying? So you're saying get rid of Corrupt Charge, and then use Galvanized Elementalist, so that we get increased, like right here you get your combo count from. You get that from Prime Fury. We're gonna, you say from Prime Fury to increase attack speed. Yeah, I want it to be self-sufficient. And I'm always happy to increase the damage and increase it with Warframe abilities. But if we're gonna use Warframes themselves already built into like the function of it, then it's kind of missing the point of like making this weapon be a generally good weapon. Right, so we have Prime Fury, we have this stuff right here, increase attack speed. Now, I do also have the Riven, because we want to make the Riven be part of it. Throw that in there. So then what else are we going to put on there? Right now, I only have heat. You kind of want to have some electricity on there. Maybe. I was here in Blast, so I could throw on... Oh, it's a cold. Yeah, I'm trying to go for an all-rounder. Yeah, alright. So, let me see. I could throw on, like, North Wind. Go for a Blast build. And then... Like, what else? Like what were the status bejeebies? The status bejeebies were Vicious Frost actually right here. Let me see it. Let me see if we go for the status bejeebies right here. Then our status goes up to 66. Obviously we're gonna have to upgrade that one right there. 2 heat mods. I could also go for 2 heat mods. Let's go Molten Impact. Shoot. I'm just like 1 short. Dang it. But yeah, let's see if I just try this right here, right? Let's say that I go and use this right here on navigation, and then I go to the simulacrum, and we're gonna try this out. Let's take a look, right? Let's see what this does. If we can make this work. Mentor's Legacy off. Right? What would you put in its place? Because, like, people said I should use Tenokaiser. Like, I still don't know what it entirely is, but I can look into that. I can look into that. Fast travel to Samaras. Here I am at Samaras. Simulacrum. Now we're here. I'm gonna go and simulate these. Right. This right here is the new build that we have. First strike compared to the original. Let's see. Gonna go and use this. 200 per tick. 300 per tick. Alright, we're doing more damage. Let's see, the last time we got to about 25%. It's not necessarily entirely where I'd want it to be. Like, we're not necessarily bypassing anything right now. Let's see. You get 60% crit chance for the cat. All right. It seems like the normal attack is actually does give me more damage. Like that. What was up with that, dude? Did you see that? Like the doing the heavy attack? Bro, what is this? Doing the heavy attack actually like did a whole bunch of damage. Did you see that? Anyway, we're not entirely there yet. Let me go up here and let's see what we can do. Zenistar. To be fair, these enemies are very weak. I thought that like corrupted heavy gunners and corrupted bombards were kind of like the baseline that you were gonna go for. And honestly, like right now, I still need to be able to get past these. Right now, I'm not like insta killing them. So, like this is the effect. This is the effect that like you want to go for, right? Like, this right here is the effect that you want to go for. Well, not entirely that, but something like that. you just want to throw down like 2 or 3 ticks, just take them all out. And like normally, I think we did that by like bypassing armor. Like, what do I have on the? Oh wait, I have steel charge in here. Maybe that's it. Hold on. Hold on. Upgrade this. Let's see. I'm just trying to figure out, like, what did I do again? Configuration A. Let's see. Aura mods. Corrosive projection. Right, I can't throw that on there. That works. Right, let's go and kill the enemies. Let's go and set the level all the way up again. Confirm. Let's go. Wait, I thought I simulated them. I did not simulate them at all! Oh, no. Let's go up. Let's go there. Simulate them, please. Yes, thank you. Right, here we go. There we go. Right, let's see what this does now. Because we should be bypassing armor, so we should be getting higher damage numbers now. 281. It's not seeing all that high. It's not all that highly as I expected. And say like we're only like this should be like at least 10%. Heat strips 50% of enemy armor, and max enemy armor is 2700. Right, so 90% damage reduction. Right, I'm curious about gas. We can go and take a look at gas. I don't care about that. Upgrade. Right, so you say get rid of this. Actually, whoa, that gave me a whole bunch of extra stuff. So, what do we want to put on there? Well, yeah, the Riven. Obviously, the Riven. We have the Riven mod over there. And let's see, gas damage was with Toxin, I believe. So if we go here and we go with, we'll go with the status bejeebies. Let me see here. Fragment Scourge, gas right there. Let's try gas. Let's see what it does. Gas right here. Yeah, gas is not doing that insane. Oh, actually 800. 800 was quite nice. Heat strips, let's see, take 60-60 toxin and heat also. Let's see, hold on. They were gone. They're gone. They're gone. I thought there was like another group over here. All right, let me see. Oh boy. 60-60 toxin and 60-60 heat. So I would want to go for the status JBs, but then for heat here. Heat refreshes duration of heat dots. Alright, so if I throw this one on there, we're losing a bit of damage, we're gaining status. Let's see. Let's see, what does it do now? 107. The disc already has a base 50% status chance. Alright, so like adding status chance doesn't really do all that much. Like, is it just me or like, I don't know. Like, I remember. Well, hold on. I'm just gonna go and look. Zenistar. Wait. We have someone here saying the Zenistar became great again. Let's see. Let's see what kind of build they set up here. Actually, like, I want to see.
The melee becomes impact and slash without an element. So now you can make use of melee. Even 1000% vex armor wasn't enough. And critical chance, a crit multiplier bonus for a period of time as well. This setup does not use rounds because kind to deal with the.
Let me see. Like, what is this build that they're going for?
Now, with using a critical chance, a crit multiplier bonus for a period of time as well as increased status chance. This removes the need to run blood rush and weeping wounds and lets us offers something for melee lose attached to it. For example, if your Zenistar is modded for electric, this means the weapon has radiation since it's base with the disc installed. So when releasing the disc, the melee loses.
Let me go take a look. I'm trying to see whether.
The disc ejects keeping the heat and whatever's attached to it, while the melee portion maintains the remaining elemental mods. Or if no elemental mods are present, the melee becomes impact and slash without an element. So now you can make use of melee influence without modding for gas electricity, which is where we now run Shock Trooper. It can use an electric mod instead and save the substitute for something else, but that's a little bit too generic and has already been done.
This seems like they're not necessarily running for disc build here. That was a week in 2024 when many content creators did Zenistar builds. Like, how did that happen, dude? Like, that was wild. Like, the thing I was looking for was, like, I remember Rio loved this stuff. He loved the Zenistar, but I believe he just taken Mold down. Might go to Sar build. Yeah, no, he doesn't have them in here. But yeah. How did everyone do Zenistar builds all of a sudden? Like, what happened? What happened? Who started making Zenistar videos, dude? Blast Influence Zenistar. Someone made that like a month ago. Oh, wait, hold on. Let's see this. Dude. Dude, what is this? Right, hold on. Hold on. What did that Riven say? What did this Riven say? I want to see this. We have... Oh, for frick's sake. Plus range, plus damage to corpus, plus crit chance. What is this? Minus crit chance during a slide attack. Okay, so this one has the extra range and damage to corpus, and we have attack speed. So, let me see. It has extra range, so actually we have a better Riven right here. But I want to see what else is on here. He's playing as full. What is the rest of the build? What is the rest of the build, my dude? Come on. Rending Crane, Fish's Frost, Awakening, Shockening. Let's see. Let's see. Your melee influence is not maxed. Let's see. Upgrade. Yeah, that's true. You're making me want to make a build, dang it. Yeah, dude, like... Let's see, can I upgrade this? Consume 2 unranked melee influence. Do I have... How many melee influences do I have? I have 4. Yes, please. Let's upgrade it. There we go. We got our melee influence upgraded. Shocking. Alright, so we're rank 2. I still need... God, I still need a whole bunch more melee influence. All right, let's go for melee influences, and let's see if I can use that to increase my power, basically. But oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. All right, let's do this. Let's go into this. And it's so weird because there's so many things in Warframe that I'm like, I remember this working this way, this working that way. Like Shocking. What was that the one that he was using? Shocking? No. Right. I'm just gonna go run with this. We're gonna go for melee influence. Let's see, where's melee influence? Where does that drop? Melee influence. It costs 80 plat in the Warframe market. I just want to see where I can get it. Awarded for killing the fragmented on Everfo demos. Awarded for killing whispers in Albrecht. What's the fragmented? I mean, like, if we can just run this build, if we can go run this thing the entire time, that's quite nice. Plains of the Wolves. We just play Plains of the Wolves. Awarding for killing grustlings in non-disruptions. Like, what are grustlings? Can be bought for... Whoa, it can be bought for bird free? Dude. I'm gonna go buy this shit. Let's go. Let's go. We're gonna go for melee influence. Alright, so I've seen a pretty good Zenistar video. I don't know entirely what to build this, but I do believe that I have a better Riven. So now we need to upgrade our melee influence on the Plains of the Wolves, and then from there, we'll see further on, like, what else we can do. It has a limit on how much you can buy. Ah, screw that. I mean, honestly, like, if we can just get that from, like, doing the assassination, it's fine.
Hello. Forgive me. One moment.
Alright, let's see here.
I may not be able to see.
Browse wares.
Oh,
Melee
no,
influence
that
right
one.
here. I have a whole bunch of stuff. How many can I buy? I can buy 3 of them. Yes, please. There we go. So then I can now go into Arsenal. Options. No. Equipment. Arsenal. Alright, so I bought a couple of them. Let's go and Zenistar upgrade that. Melee influence. Upgrade with 3 arcanes. Yes, please. Wait, didn't I just do this? What? Breakdown, yes please. What the hell? Upgrade with 3 arcanes. Yes, please. Upgrade it to rank 2. There we go. I don't know what happened there, but now we have this. And we need 4 arcanes right now to go up to the next rank. Alright. The assassination takes a lot of time to do once. Oh shoot. Oh shoot. Oh shoot. Oh shoot. Oh! I fought assassination missions. We're just like running and killing. And you still need a way to proc electricity on your melee, dude. No way. No way, no way, no way. I thought we had like an easy battling thing. We had an easy, just like, let's go run this.
Maybe those voices in the walls will solve all of this for us.
But yeah, I can lend rank 5 influence. I kind of want to farm it. I do appreciate it. I do appreciate it. I just need to hold up. Oh, my brain is turned to mush. I'm sorry, my brain is turned to mush. Warframe, shut up. Don't talk to me. Don't talk to me, Warframe. Don't play. Turn it off. Turn it off. Turn it off. Oh man, oh man, oh man. I'm sorry, like, I'm just like overloaded a little bit in terms of like information and stuff. Ugh. Hold on. I need a break. I need a quick break. Oh man, oh man, oh man. Like the thing that I'm a bit struggling with right now is that Misha and his voices. Yeah, it is like the voice in chat saying a whole bunch of things. Yeah, no. The thing that I'm struggling with right now is that it's like I'm trying to figure out like how to work with the Zenistar Riven. So you're kind of like, okay, so I'm right here in the arsenal, and I'm kind of like, all right, so I want to go and up this. It's like, all right, so I need to go and like get this. It's like, all right, so where do we do this? Where, like, oh my god, like, where do we get this? It's like, oh, you have to go to Bird Free, or you have to go to the Place of the Walls, or you have to go into the assassination mission. And this is something where this kind of ties back to what we were talking about a little while ago about like the larger scale of Warframe, where I think it's kind of a scale issue. Where if I look at something like Apex Legends, or if I look at something like Age of Empires 2, the individual actions matter a whole bunch more. Whereas in Warframe, the larger actions matter a whole bunch more. So it's like not the individual, like you don't take an action and do it an individual like kill. You take an action and do a single mission, or you take an action and do it like in a single assassination, which instead of like taking like 2 seconds, it takes like 20 minutes. So yeah, that is just something where I really feel like my scope has changed a lot with this game. Like I remember I used to be super excited to go and farm some stuff, and honestly, like what I'm kind of looking for, like I mean, like we can do like one assassination right now. Let's just go and run an assassination right now. But how do I do that from here? I need to go to this guy here. But like the thing to me is like I'm just looking to like. How do I phrase it? I'm just looking to like go and upgrade a weapon. I'm just kind of like, oh yeah, you know, like I'm more than happy to like go and look things up and like play things around. But the thing that I'm finding now as well is that it's like, alchemy assassination. Let's go do this. Is that the scale at which things operate is so much larger than I am used to anymore. Oh, you have to do it public. Oh, shoot. I forgot about this. I'm so sorry. I forgot about this. Ah! Oh my god, I'm mush. Drink, monkey, drink. Yeah, I need to drink. I definitely need to drink. But yeah, like the scale of Warframe in terms of time is so much larger than I'm used to anymore. That is something which really changes things around. Like really, I really need to adjust to. And I'm having a hard time adjusting to. Where it's like I'm just like, okay, hey, I want to upgrade this one weapon. Tell me where I need to go to grab that, and I'll just go grab that, and don't we'll play around with that. It's like no, you don't just go there and grab it. You go and like go around and like play around with that the entire time. Can I join? Yeah, tribal for sure. You're already there, bro. Yeah, you can join for sure. It is like that is something that really I need adjustment to. But yeah, you need galvanized mind to have a chance against this boss in solo. I mean, like it's level 3. It's like a rank 3 mission, so I think it should be fine, but we'll see. We'll see if people join. There we go. We have this. Actually, like I don't care. Let's go to the bus. Let's go to the bus.
Opens perception to other realms, causing madness. Fortunately, the Vitrium lacks.
Let's place this down. There we go.
A Vitrium. Administer the Ashapos serum and defend the boggling eye as it searches.
We need to go here. Yeah, we need to go take down these eyes. This boss is ridiculous. Yeah, I think I fought him a couple of times before, but we'll see. If I die, I die. Yeah, you need to like touch these eyes and stuff. Yeah, I mean, okay. Remember at the start of the stream when I was talking about how, like, how it feels like how I'm having like a hard time like trying to figure out like what to do with the input you receive from people, where it's like, or like actually like no. I was more like the thing that I was referring to is kind of like I'm having a hard time like trying to figure out what to do with, you know, like how like how do I place myself in terms of like what I talk about and like the opinions that you put forward and like how strongly you believe in certain things, right? For example, if I were to say like, oh man, if I can't get this right now, that's kind of bad, or you know, the Zenistar right now is kind of shit, like they ruined it. It's a pretty harsh statement, which like they probably ruined it for people who want to stand around and like play in the corner all day and have a coffee, but they probably didn't ruin it for people who want to make sure that, you know, they can have some fun playing the game. Similarly, like what I'm used to with Warframe is very much so that like the individual enemies don't really matter. So like I'm never really scared. Like I've never been scared of Captain 4 or anything. But if you want to like put a little bit more like seriousness behind enemies, then like having like stronger enemies that you can just solo without second thought is probably more better. It doesn't ruin the game or anything. So like I was kind of talking about like how I having a hard time like trying to figure out like what to think basically, or like what to put forward, and I'm kind of stuck with that right now a little bit as well. It's like I'm just sitting here. Oh yeah, increase the volume. I'm doing it. I'll do it. That's a little loud. It's like I'm sitting here right now. It's like I really enjoyed just like looking out for certain parts, especially when they were like kind of surface level stuff. Like when we were looking for like corrupt charge. Actually, that was really easy because corrupt charge was right here in my mob menu. Or when we were looking for, what was it called? Something else. Like you just go into a mission and you find something. Like I like that. I really like that. And I love for an assassination mission to just be like I run towards the boss and I kill them. But then I go and do this and you have to go and like fend this, and no one joins in because apparently no one is doing this mission right now, and you have to run this multiple times to get more melee influences, and I'm just feeling my general interest dissipating, and I'm just wondering like, hey, is this a me problem, or is this just like I'm just not aligning with the game right now, where like to me, like I don't know, maybe I'm looking back very fondly to the days of Warframe because back then, like the amount of time that I had available was so much so that I didn't really register to me how long things took. Like I remember I binged One Piece like to an insane extent. Like I remember I would go and watch One Piece when I was like 13, 14. I would go watch that like the entire day. I had like, oh man, I can watch 3 episodes an hour. I can spend like 12 hours a day like watching, so 12 times 3 would be about like 36 episodes. I can do about 36 to 40 episodes a day easily. And then like I'll play Warframe in the meantime, we'll have like a good time. Like that's the amount of times that I don't have anymore. And the thing that I'm thinking about right now is like maybe Warframe has always been that way. And the way that I look back, it's like I've forgotten how much time I put into this. And I'm expecting it to take far less time than it actually is supposed to take. Yeah. Hyperx says, nah, Zenistar is considered the weakest weapon. So, like, that's the thing, right? I don't think that anyone else is going to join. So let me go back to my orbiter. And yeah, like, to me, like, I get that changes happen, right? Yeah, let me see. Where is this? I hate that YouTube does not allow you to search all that well. Like right here, dude. Do you know how much hours you have in Warframe? I passed 1,200 hours, right? So yeah, like this right here is the image that I have in my mind of Zenistar. And I know the build changes happen, but at the same time, it's like it's hard for me to think about that. But anyway, that's not what I was on about. So what I have right now here on profile is I have 2,340 and 39 hours. So I have about 2,340 hours in actual mission time, but I have hundreds more hours in capture time for like builds and stuff. No, videos and stuff. So yeah, like I'm trying to figure out like what's going on. Like what is going on that like if I think back, I have right now, if I think back about Warframe, I have a really ridiculously fun time, like, of me running missions. Like, that's my memories. Like, I'm running missions, I'm having a good old time. I'm having a really, like, fun memory of doing missions like this, like farming bosses like this, going around, going to, like, this right here, just going to, like, oh my god, we're gonna go to Captain 4, and Captain 4 is on Tolstoy. That's his thing. There we go. I'm not showing it. There we go. Like, this right here to me is like an assassination mission. It's like, yeah, it's very simple. You don't have to think about it. It feels very familiar and that sort of stuff, and it's a very straightforward
War
time
is
investment.
geared across the system.
But the
Do
thing that
not
I'm wondering about is, like,
underestimate
maybe that's because the time that I invested in it back then wasn't as valuable as it is to me right now. Like, I had a lot more time available to me, and I was more than happy to spend it in there. So, like, everything costs the same amount of time. But right now, like, that thing has changed. That if I'm seeing this right now, because, like, right now, like, I'm looking at this, and I was thinking, like, you know, the Zenistar was one of the most powerful weapons in the game, like, when I, like, played this seriously for the last time. So, to me, like, I'm hearing that it's been nerfed, but in my mind, it's like, well, you know, it's been nerfed, but probably with a Riven, because Rivens break the game entirely. I can bring it back in a reasonable amount of time.
I see you.
However, it might be that right now, like, HyperX says that it is nerfed to the complete ground. The Rivens aren't all that powerful, maybe, that it can, like, entirely bring it back. And if I want to bring it back, I will have to put in, like, tens to maybe hundreds of hours farming stuff, which I had to do before anyway, because, I mean, like, yeah, I mean, I have 2,340 hours in this game, which is quite a lot of time. But, like, right now, I'm like, the moment I see, like, how much time this is going to take, and I'm thinking, like, man, like, how likely is it I'm actually going to, like, finish this, right? Like, I mean, how likely is it actually going to get this done in, like, in this one stream? It's, like, very, very unlikely. I don't know, like, maybe my, like, I feel my motivation sort of sinking. I'm like, dude, like, this is not what I remember. And then, like, I'm like, is it me or is it not me? I wonder how many I have, Tribal says. You probably have more than me. You probably have way more than me. And there we go. See, like, this right here is an assassination me. It's like, yeah, quick and done. But then again, this is assassination on the start. Needs a Riven, but cannot be a God roll. Yeah. Since you can get damage from other sources. Yeah, you mean like Warframe and that sort of stuff. I think that's also like the probably like the way that like the meta has shifted and stuff, and like the way to think about the game has shifted. Because a lot of people are looking towards, like, I noticed in the comments a lot of people are looking towards like using Warframe synergies, using that to amp things up. And it's probably like I come from a time when that was like fun but not necessarily required. That was something where it's like, oh, you know, like if you want to go do an Eidolon, that's what you're gonna be banking on. But otherwise, you're just gonna get it from your build, and then like maybe it's like an entire rewiring.
Let's get out of here.
Tribal says 6,872 hours. Damn, dude, that is insane. That is insane. Yeah, I think I'm beginning to figure out what's going on with me. I think I'm beginning to figure out what the hell is going on. So let me see if I can go and and draw this out. Hold on, if I can go here. Right. So let's see if I have paint here. Let's go. Let's do this. Arteria says, yeah, you might just be getting old as well. Going with what I hear in my alliance and seeing the forums, so the older people are quicker. Let's see, the older people get, the quicker they get bored. Right. So this is what I think is going on. Let me go and move this here, and let's talk about this. Right. So let's see. This is working somewhat. I'm gonna go and increase my size of the line here. Let's see. That's better. All right. So right, so how am I going to put this? Right, so let's talk. All right, So let's talk a little bit about Warframe, because I've really been enjoying returning to Warframe and like trying out like different weapons, like trying to upgrade them, learning about the different things that are within this game, and like being a bit bothered about the noise in the background, but don't worry about it. It's alright. It will go away soon. However, one thing I'm also finding with this game right now is that the further I get into this, the more that there come moments where I'm just kind of like, the motivation just seeps out of me. Like last week we saw that with the Latron incarnate, where I'm trying to farm this incarnate thing, and then I have to go in and like do eating fishes, and it takes forever, and then I leave, and then I lose all the resources, and I'm just like, I just can't. And today I also had it when I was like going for the Zenistar build, and it's just like, it's just not really working out. It's like, all right, so now we're gonna try and like go for this melee influence. You have to go for an assassination mission, and the assassination mission on the Plains of the Wolves isn't just a regular assassination mission. It's one that takes a lot longer than just walk up to the boss, shoot him dead, and move through, which is normally what I associate with an assassination mission. So I've been thinking about this a little bit, and I think that this right here is kind of what's going on. I think that we have a couple of reasons, a couple of things that are happening right here. So I kind of want to separate those out into like a couple of little regions right here. So I think the very first thing that's going on has to come down to basically just time. Basically, when I was younger, when I played this game, like when I was playing this game first, I was like about 14 to like 18 years old, and during that time, like I had some things going on, but also not all that much. So that meant that basically my days, I have about 2,300 hours in this game, and what I would do is I would basically spend about like I guess like 6 to 8 hours basically every day kind of playing this game, and I would be playing this game, and I would also be watching One Piece at the side or watching another anime series, and it would all be fine. It would all be fun and games, because the only thing that I had to do was like do a little bit of school and then go back to like playing games. Didn't really have all that much else to do, whereas right now, like I have work to do. There are different games that I'm invested in, because right now I'm also thinking about, oh hey, I need to learn the Black Myth Wukong Erlang Shang fight for like the next time we're playing Black Myth Wukong. I need to make sure that the defend is running fine. I need to make sure that the video is scripted properly. I need to make sure my work is done. I need to make sure that, you know, there are so many more things that for me to put 6 to 8 hours into something, that's become a lot more valuable right here. So this is definitely something like right now I'm like 27, that's 6 to 8 hours to me. Whereas right here, I can do that with, like, let's say the importance of this, like, let's say if I want to spend something like 6 to 8 hours on something, let's say that we have a scale of, like, importance of 1 to 5, basically, with 5 being the highest importance and 1 being the lowest importance. I could have something which, like, a 2 of importance. I'd be more like, oh, yeah, you know, I could spend time on this. Right now, if I want to spend something like 6 to 8 hours on something, that importance needs to be a 5. So if I look at Warframe right now, and I'm seeing that, like, hey, I need to do an assassination mission, when I'm saying like, oh, that assassination mission I'm going to have to run multiple times, but running that is going to take me like 10 minutes to do, because it takes a lot longer than just like a 30-second to 2-minute run, then that means an increased grind. That also means that like that's only one part. So if I'm going to have to spend 6 hours grinding, all of a sudden like this importance, I need that to be like a 5 in importance, but maybe me just playing Warframe, like going for a fun build just for the heck of it, it's kind of like a 3 importance to me. Like that's what Warframe is. Then back in the day, I would be able to do that easily, because that's higher than what I needed to be for, you know, spending my time now. But now I look at that, and like a 3 is lower than a 5, so it's not worth it for me to go and do that run, and like that kind of like drains my motivation. It's gonna go, oh shit, you know, I can't do this right now. Another thing which I think is very, very important is that looking back, like if I'm here, looking back in time, things always seem like a lot better. So for example, if I think back about my time, like the time that I played in Warframe, like the time that I put in it, it always seems shorter. Obviously I spent like over 2,000 hours in this game, but I don't remember all the 2,000s of it. And also like I don't remember like the 2 to 4 hour survivals or the 2 to 4 hour defenses that I did in the Void, where all of a sudden the computer crashed and we lost all the rewards. I don't remember those, but I do remember those where at the end all of a sudden, bam, we got all the rewards. So I remember all the good bits. Like I remember all the rewards, and also like the learned behaviors and stuff. That if I look at that, and if I also look at like the builds that we had, the builds that I learned, all that stuff looks very, very good. Whereas right now, if I look at like the amount of time that I will need to spend, as I said, like, you know, the time is more expensive. But also if I then look at, you know, like, oh hey, you know, we have these things right now which are different. like I look at them and be like, man, it used to be so much better in the past because I've kind of filtered out all the bad stuff, like all the negative stuff has just been kind of like taken away. And here I still look at like the builds and the rewards, which are kind of the same, probably as it used to be. But now I'm also seeing the negatives. Like the positives are there, but like the negatives I'm also seeing. So like back then, like the stuff in the past, like looks a lot better. So this is just like I think a general thing of growing up. Like you have like the general growing up. Like the older you get, the more valuable your time becomes, and also the rosy past. I think that those are things that are just natural things of growing up that we all experience, and that is not unique to Warframe or any single game at all. What I do think is kind of unique to Warframe within this single game is the integration of things. So within Warframe, you have a couple of systems. Like you have your Warframe right there. So you have your Warframe. You also have like your primary gun, you have your secondary gun, and then you have your melee weapon. So, and then basically that used to be Warframe for the longest time. And this would have a build. This would have a build, and this would have a build, and your Warframe would have a build. And then if you wanted to improve any of those, basically what you would do is like you'd have tier 1 where like bronze mods. Tier 2 would be silver mods. And tier 3 would be gold mods. And if you wanted to upgrade these builds, that's the way you did it. And then you would focus on status chance, you'd focus on crit chance, you'd focus on like your elemental types. However, now that we've moved forward, things have changed quite a bit. Now this right here is very, very standard because obviously right now we also have like we also got like Tenno in there and we get the focus system. But I think that what we're seeing right now is you have things like amalgam. You have galvanized. You have umbral. You have Tennokai. You have what else are we trying to use? You have arcanes. You have Tenno powers. You have, well, like you have a lot more. But what you're seeing right now is that they have introduced so many systems which increase the synergy, where if I want to improve this gun, and this is something I'm really noticing if I'm looking at you guys in the comments right here, if I'm asking like, hey, like how can I improve my Zenistar? How can I improve my build? The thing I'm looking for is that, like, I'm just looking at like what kind of mods do I need to put on my gun, because that's how it used to work before. Like this is the way that my brain functions. If I need to improve my gun, or if I need to improve this thing, I look at like this build right here. This is how I improve that. If I want to improve this thing right here, I look at this, and this is how I improve that. And then if I want to have a little bit of synergy, like have some fun with it, I can do that just for the heck of it. But the base power, the base damage, the base like mod build comes from like just this isolated thing alone. However, I think that over the last few years, especially with all these new systems, what has changed so much is that right now we are having a whole bunch of synergies where it's like if you want to upgrade this thing right here, what you need to do is you need to make sure your Warframe has a certain amount of like arcanes on them, has a certain like you got to change the powers of the Warframe. Like you can change the powers around with your like ED system, the Nidus thing in the back of the orbiter. You got to go to these planets right there, and instead of just like farming these mods, you have to go and farm up the planes plane thing to the standing where you need it to be. Then you have to go and buy the thing, and you have to upgrade it and do that and do that. Like there's a whole bunch more things where like things are all very, very much intertwined, which honestly has improved the amount of like complexity behind it, but also has made it a lot more complex. And then when I come back in here, I'm like, okay, so like I'm ready to go and build up this thing right here, and then I'm saying like, oh wait, I need to have all these things, which in my mind work where it's like, okay, so I need to just have the thing and put it on there. It's like, no, you need to go and like it's just a different way of going about it. And I think that with that, I now no longer just need to look at this thing right here, but I also need to like rebuild in my mind the way that you approach something, which again then throws it onto the time requirement right here. And I think that that's something where, especially for me as a returning player, that's something that I'm really running into, where it's like, okay, so like I just want to like upgrade this gun right here, or like upgrade the sword right here just for fun. Like, I'm just looking for, like, what kind of mods do I slap on there just to have some fun. Back in the day, I would just be like, okay, so, like, let's go for the status BGBs, let's go for the crit chance or status chance, depending on, like, how it goes, and then just, like, have a couple mods that you can maybe have some fun with, like, Blood Rush and Weeping Wounds. They're always, like, a fun combo that you could play around with, but now it's a lot more complex. So I think that that's something that's happened where the meta for making builds has shifted, where it's going to be taking part in a whole bunch more different things, which individually also require like a big time investment to like get into that, especially because of most of these things I'm kind of rank 0. So I think that that's something that's going on right there. And then obviously what you also have is it's not just like the build structure that has changed, it's also the play style that has changed. I think that if we go to playstyle, what has changed a lot? I think if we look at playstyle, we can look at nerfs. Like the Zenistar, for instance. The Zenistar, to me, in my mind, is one of the top weapons in the game because you can just cast it and you can kill everything. I know it's been nerfed, but it used to be one of the best weapons in the game. And I have HyperX here in chat saying, technically it's like one of the worst weapons in the game right now. I'm like, well, you know, well, we have nerfs, but then, you know, like you have, for instance, Rivens, and Rivens will literally just break a weapon. Like, you will have a gun and it will shoot bullets backwards because that's how much it breaks. But I think that has also, like, changed a little bit, or I just have to keep on rolling, keep on rolling. And that will, like, that right there is also kind of, like, it changes things around as how you go about it. That's also, like, the thing that you expect from certain mission types. Like, one of the things that I'm seeing less and less of is long runs. Like, to me, it used to be very, very normal that you build weapons and stuff for, like, 4-hour T4 survivals. I don't think that's happening anymore. I think that the Tower 4 survivals or the Tower 4 defenses, they're not there because the Void Key system is no longer in place. And because of that, people are focusing more on a lot more of the short-term grind or the short-term missions. And it's no longer going for really, really long, which is good to me because as I'm saying, like, my time is more valuable. However, that also means that the short play has gotten longer. So what we see is the short play has gotten longer, the long play has gotten shorter to kind of meet in the middle. So what does that mean? It's like, well, back in the day, what you'd go and do with an assassination mission is like you jump in, you'd shoot for the mission, you'd go and kill the boss, and you go and run him over and over and over and over again until you get like the parts of the Warframe that you need. Now, if you want to do the assassination mission in like the Plains of the Wolves, you have to go to the thing right here to find all the eyes, and you have to find all the eyes in multiple places, and you have to do the defense thing here. And then once you have all of that, you can go to the boss, and he has like 2 health gates that you have to go through, and you have to fight him, and he's tougher. And I think that right here, what you're also seeing is like the playstyle has changed quite a bit, where it's a lot more like long missions and the short missions have kind of condensed, where the short missions aren't that easy, like breeze through anymore. The long missions aren't that just go for a really long time anymore. It's kind of gone like, okay, we're going to find a middle ground, where right now we're seeing this like, oh, it's a short mission, but there's some complexity to it, and there's like, it's not just all like trash enemies. Like, there are some enemies that like have health gates, that have like different ways of going about it. So I think that these things together, where basically like the like increased cost of my time, especially like the way that like I look back at the past, where I think like I may very much negate how much time things cost me back in the day, where I'm thinking like, oh man, that used to be so easy. I would just go and like run Captain 4. I used to just run this mission and just get all that. Probably that costs way longer, and probably getting these builds was a lot more tougher than I think back at, because everything right there is more natural. Then combine that with like how a lot more synergies that are happening within the game, or things have changed, like the build system and structures within the game have changed quite a bit, where things are a lot more intertwined. And even though we're talking about content islands, the things that you get from them do still apply to the game itself. So it's no longer like, oh, just go to this mission, get this mod, and then you have it. It's like, no, you have to go and do like the content island to rank it up to rank 5, and then you can get these things and you can combine them, which obviously gives a lot of like really cool complex things. But at the same time, that also means that if I'm starting from 0 with everything, it's kind of like, it's no longer as simple as like, oh wait, I just need to have a mod from this. Let me see what node this drops from. I'm just going to go run that node until I get the mod. We'll put it on there, and then we'll go and run another node until we get the other mod. That's no longer like that has changed, like the synergies. And then obviously you have the playstyle has changed, where a lot of weapons and things that have been nerfed or have been moved around, where the power structure that I'm very much used to has changed a lot as well. And then you have the long and short runs have kind of like collided in each other, where you no longer have like, oh man, I'll just like put this on the background and we're just gonna go and like yap about for 2 hours while we're just like keep this running. That's not there for the long runs, and the short runs aren't like, oh man, I'm just like gonna do this mission like which cost me 2 minutes like 50 times, and then we get that and there we go. It's like, I think that these things together mean that like Warframe, for me, my experience is like, actually no, I think that these things together lead me to feel at certain times that, damn, I don't know what to do right now, because I was expecting this right here was going to be simple. It was going to be like, it was going to go like in a way that I expected it. It was going to go way faster than because that's what I remember. And it wasn't going to be taking me that much time because my time was quite costly and no, it was quite cheap. But now I'm here, my time is more expensive. I kind of misjudge how much I need because I forgot all the bad parts basically. I now, instead of like having to do the runs, which are now different than they used to be, I also now need to learn a whole bunch more about like, all the mechanics, all the things that I missed. And all of a sudden it's like, instead of like me being like, oh, I can do this in 2 hours, all of a sudden I was like, pfft. I'm like, shit. I think that that's happening, but let's see what you guys have to say. Let's see. Arturia says, Michelle, don't forget the ships and the amps. Yeah, we also have like the amps for the operator, and we have the, what's it called? Yeah, the railjack. Luckily, I don't think they come into play all that much, but we'll see. HyperX says, set mods, OP, Sentinels, and Beasts. You don't need arcanes at all. You just need information on how different guns work. Level cap enemies can be taken out with only melee stance mod using arcanes and Arcane Charge without using any more. It's like, see, Arcane Charge right there is also something that's completely new to me. Weiser says, wait, you have Latron and Ocucore Riven? You know, Ocucore is one of the best weapons in the game right now? I did not know about that. I did not know about that at all. Ocucore is literally Toroid / Jewel Tox level right now. Damn. The enemies are just so weak, and some weapons have unintended scaling. Ocucore is a cheat code, but maybe don't use it. It's actually going to make the game unfun because it's too OP. Ocucore is easily top 5 secondaries. I can't believe he actually has a Riven for it. 250p for a trash Ocucore Riven right now. Man, it's like, yeah. As I said, it's like, I don't know all that much about this. Or like basically it's like, to me, it's like back then the Ocucore wasn't all that great. Let me put it that way. Let's see, where is it? There it is. Yeah, it's got like damage and stuff. Let me go take a look at the Ocucore. Also, let's see right here, the Zenistar build. Let me see if I can apply mods. Apply it on B. Let's go take it. Build Ocucore, trust me, is gonna melt Steel Path. All right, let's go take a look at this. So yeah, but yeah. First, let me finish this off. But yeah, so that's basically just my mind map right now. I hope that sort of makes sense. But this is just what I'm running into right now with Warframe sometimes, where my motivate can just sink, and yeah, we'll see. Anyway, Isha says, the Ocucore right now is a cheat code, which you should probably not use because it makes the game fun because it's so powerful. It's one of the best weapons in the game, and it's literally, like, super fucking powerful. Dude, I didn't know about that. Let's go take a look at the Ocucore. Let's swap this around. Ocucore right there. I do have a 2-format build on that, so this one right here was a weapon that I quite enjoyed. Let's see. Why did I enjoy this so much that I put 2 format? Or was it at the time that I just like felt like putting that I felt like putting in a whole bunch of format. That was a time where I just didn't care. And there's a mod called Sentient Surge. The mod used to be 250 plat, but now it's 10 plat because it reran very recently. Hyperx says, yeah, I can give you Sentient Surge. Yeah, give it to him. Crazy. You basically just got an incarnate weapon. Sentient Surge. Let me see. Is it that easy to get? Sentient Surge is an Ocucore augment mod that eliminates refills in the Ocucore magazine. In addition, status chance and critical chance are increased for each tendril active. It is acquisition can be obtained during Nightwave, and it can be purchased from Daughter during the 24/24 Knights of Nibiru's events. Whoa. Let's see. So, Michelle, I linked it in game. All right. Sentient Search right there. Oh, wow. I feel like it feels like it is only tradable right now, because right now the Nightwave. If I look at Nightwave, it's volume 7, so it's not for here. So it should. So yeah, it was only during the Knights and the Beers. It was only just recently that it was there. So if you have a bunch of them, I'd be happy to buy one off of you. Let me go take a look at the Core right there. I don't know what I have on here. I have plus damage, plus punch through, plus damage to corpus. It has minus magazine capacity, but if this says right here, it eliminates refills 20% of. If it eliminates the refills, that'd be nice. I have a spare. I mean, sure. Sentient Search and Pistol Elementalist. Apply mods. Apply configuration B. Override. Let's see here. Right, so I would need the galvanized. Oh wait, do I not have them? I should have them. Configuration B, configuration C. Wait, I don't have them yet. I don't have these galvanized mods yet. So this right here, let me take a look. And fight to dojo. All right, I'm gonna go to dojo. Let's do this. Let's do this. Communication, clan, enter dojo. There it is. Your account will be skewed right now. Your secondary will be 1,000 times better than all your weapons right now. And also re-roll your Riven. Try to get a gut roll best platform, to be honest, right now. What would you like? What would you recommend for like for Riven stats? Where was my my trading station again? There it is. Donate credits. Fault contribution. Oh no, this was not the thing. I don't see you online, Treble says. I'm not online? Are you playing on PC or are you playing on Xbox? Multi-shot, that's what we're looking for. We're looking for critical chance, critical damage, multi-shot plus fire, minus negative any. I think that's regular. Oh, you're on Xbox right now. Alright, so what do you want, man? What were you guys saying? It's like 10 plat or something? I'm more than happy to pay plat for it, dude. I got a whole bunch of it. There we go. Alright. I'm gonna go trade this out. Equipment. Arsenal. Let's go take a look. Upgrade. Alright, let's take a look at your build. You had galvanized diffusion, galvanized shot. So we have barrel diffusion and sure shot instead. Lethal torrent and creeping bullseye. Creeping bullseye can go over there. Lethal torrent can go over there. Then you had prime expel Orokin. Sentient surge. So I'm gonna go here. Sentient surge. And then let's see here. Where were you? Where were you? Where were you? Oh, there you were. And then Pistol Elementalist. My plus 90% status damage, plus 60 reload speed. So let's see where we can get that. Pistol Elementalist. Pistol Elementalist. There we go. I bought a Dual Tox Riven for 50p a week ago and got a gut roll very recently from rerolling. You never know your luck. I know. Let's see. This right here is... Where does it drop? This drops from... Juno Sapper Moa? What the heck is this? What am I looking at? Why does this thing have eyes? Why does this Moa have eyes? Oh shoot, I'm on the wrong thing. Why does this Moa have eyes, dude? That's weird. That's creepy. Alright, let's see. Close this. And we have a Corpus Combat unit in the Ascension game mode. What the hell is Ascension? Ascension is a mission type. Where is Ascension? Where is it? Where is Ascension on the map? Alright, let's see if we can find Ascension. Pistol Elementalist. It looks like a Windows computer helper from the 90s. Yeah, of course. I was thinking about that too. Let me see if I have options, by the way. Let me see if I have cross-platform play is enabled. So I don't know why I wouldn't show up. Maybe you're looking at my maybe you're looking at my Xbox account. That might be the case. Rival Elementalist. Yeah, let's see. You came back to Warframe at the perfect time. By the time 1999 comes out, you'll know everything. Hopefully. Best defending farm right now is to unequip all your weapons and companions except the level that you're leveling is ESO, and rinse and repeat takes 4 minutes. All right, so that's still the same. That's still the same. I remember Elite Sanctuary Onslaught being like one of the best things out there. Now I need to go and take a look at where Ascension is. What it should be a corpus plan. So let's try Jupiter. Exterminate, mobile defense, rescue, capture, interception, survival. What notes does it say? Ascension is a mission type. Marauding corpus forces seek to claim a treasure guarded by the Stoker. Tend to intervene. Ascension can be accessed. No, Uranus. It's right here. I thought Uranus was a Oh wait. So access to the mission required completion of the Jade Shadows quest. Oh, I can't do this yet. I haven't played Jade Shadows. Dang it! I haven't played that. Oh god. Right. So I'll look into that later. Look at that Loki. I like that Loki. It reminds me of one of the first Lokis I had. But yeah, one of the things I'm thinking of right now is like I'm gonna have to do that later. Like the Jade Shadows. Let's see what I can do in the meantime, because I just kind of want to see what it does. Also have a friend request here. So much for this. I can give you Elementalist. I mean, if you have a spare, I have 3 extra rifles and 8 extra shotgun ones. All right, I mean, if you have a spare, you're happy to give it to me. I'll take it. I'll take it. Let's see if I still remember the layout of my dojo. Dude, this has been such a long time since I've been here. Oh, the gardens. Fast travel to... There's a Fenkids lab? 90% of the mods you are missing are super common now. Yeah, a lot of the stuff is... Wait, I should find a teleporter. Let me go find a trade station. Yeah, I know where I am now. Dude, this was gonna be this was supposed to be like some sort of parkour challenge. We were so proud of being able to like get up all the way high here. Like this was an actual challenge to get like all the way up and stuff back in the day. Dude, that was wild. Right, let's keep going. Let's keep going. All right, let's trade. Let us trade. Right. I can give you an ammo drum. Like this right here. This right here is like my most prized possession. Unless you want something else, right? Like if you want something more. Whoa, look at that pistol. Whoa, dude, that's a pistol elementalist. Dude, that's so cool. Thank you. Look, HyperX is really helping me out. I now have the pistol elementalist. all right. So yeah, I just got my myself some mods. I guess it's time to try them. Upgrade the Aki Core. Now we have pistol elementalist. Pistol elementalist. Hold on. Upgrade. I did get it, right? Do I have to? All right. Let me go back to my orbiter. Maybe it will show up then. It was pistol elementalist, right? Pistol elementalist. Aki Core is a very good heat dot weapon. All right. Let me see. Mods. I just got it. Pistol elementalist. I have it right here. It's for a pistol. So that means that if I go to the Aki Core, and I go to upgrade, and I go to configuration B, and I type in here Pistol Elementalist. There it is. All right. Now, let's go take a look at this build. We have the build right here, the Ocucore mod build. Galvanized Diffusion, Galvanized Shot, Lethal Torrent, Creeping Bullseye, Sentient Surge, Primed Expel Broken, Primed Heated Charge, and Pistol Elementalist. Right, we have those. So now, let's see. Hold right click on a mob to level up. No need for Foundry. Well, the problem is that I have no fusion cores anymore. I have 8 fusion cores. It's really, really bad. I need to go and like do a little bit of a farm. Yeah, I need to figure out like where I'm gonna fix his Riven. I'm thinking I'm gonna place it over here instead of like the Prime Expel or Roken, because I think that will be nice just to have the extra damage there. Like one thing that I'm really surprised by is that you're not using any of the Hornet Strike, like pure damage. Like that surprises me to no end. Like why is there no pure damage mod in the builds? Because that to me just seems like the prime thing to have. Like you want to have pure damage because damage like gives everything, right? Also, I need to go and look for communication friends because I think tribal sent me an invite. There we go. Tribal accept all. Yes, please. Right. So then, one thing I can do though is just without the Riven. It's just like trying the Ocucore and let's see what it does. Ocucore upgrade. So I did just take that away. Orokin, Prime Expel Orokin. Let me throw it down there. This is like, all right. So, Mitch says, I get the idea that arcanes are now mostly used to be the base damage boost, so you get a free mod slot. All right. So I guess that is. That is exactly what I was talking about over here. Now we're using arcanes to get the damage. But yeah, let's see. Galvanized Shot gives 120% damage per status. Arcane gives 24% chance to give a random status when you inflict a status. Alright. I see. So, which arcane are you throwing on there? I don't have an arcane adapter yet. I can buy one. Access adapter. Wait. I thought I had a whole bunch of those. Axilla's Warframe, Axilla's weapon adapter. Right, let me go and build one of those. Right, so that's building for a day. Dude, it's been a long time since I crafted something in the foundry. But yeah, let's go take a look as to what is. But yeah, let's go take a look at what we can, what the Ocucore is like. I do want to find out what a good Endo farm is. Endo farm 2024. Division sells arcane adapters for steel essence. I can look at it as well. Endo is a special type of research. I know, dude. I hate articles, by the way. Like, no, like nothing against the people who write articles, but it's just like I type in like Endo Farm 2024, and I'm just clicking on like, okay, so like I just want to have like what node do I go to, and it's like Endo is a special type of research. It's like, no, give me literally the node that I go to. It's like Refilm. Like, where do I go? I don't want to sell duplicate mods. I want to farm the Endo, dude. I want to farm the Endo. Let's see. This right here is from 9 months ago. Just farm prime parts and sell them. Oh yeah, you have the statues. Yeah, you probably have heaps. I know, but but I need to have like at least like a good farm because like they're gonna run out at some point in time. I just want to know like Jam Setna. I got 8 steel essence. Right, Setna right there. Ibrex says no. Why not? Let's go give it a shot. Let's see. Arena. 10 judgment point required. Let's give this a shot. I don't remember what this is at all. I don't remember what this thing is at all, but we're going to try and farm some Endo here. Or some fusion cores. Alright, let's do this. Yo, Tribal. What is this Destiny-ass looking ship? Dude, did you see that? Tribal had a Destiny ship. I don't recognize that at all. Oh, shoot. I recognize this. This was like the... from a quest thingy. And we have a Stalker coming in. Alright. Now, it is time for us to go farm some Endo and get a feel for what the Ocucore is like. I don't really remember this all that much. but I did put 2 form in this, and right now it's supposed to be one of the most powerful weapons, so we're gonna find out. Anyway, Travel's found some enemies. We're using the Aki Core right now, which it's still kind of struggling with the shields here. I should probably go ahead and use the what's it called? The Riven on here. There we go. Let's compare that to the Latron Prime. The Latron Prime is still over here. Let's see. Unbelievably so into it. Yes, I've done arcanes. Arteria says arcanes are mainly used for base damage with status builds, as far as I remember. No status, no arcane for base damage, unless they add arcanes for base damage in general. Yab needs a full squad for the endo farm. It's set now. Should be fine, right? Like, there's a bit of Rafoom, it seems. There we go. Let's get this going. And we have Tribal on here. With Tribal, it will be fine. I have full faith in him. Let's go. I don't know, like, how much do we need for this? Aki Core is a continuous weapon? Oh, shoot, it is! Dude, it is! Holy fuck. It is a continuous weapon. No way. Oh, I see. I see. Wait, you're glitched? You're bugged out? Did the game decide that you were too powerful and just take you out? How many points do we need, by the way? Like, when does this end? Well, I don't remember the point of this was entirely. I think I did just take out, like, what's it called? The hint transmission, so it's not telling me anything. I wish there was, like, a bit of an in-between mode, which is kind of like, you tell me what I need to do in rough lines, but you don't tell me, like, oh man, taking a node and then putting it in, like, taking an energy cell and then putting it in the excavation node will give it power.
I can feel your hunger, like you want to rip that contender's throat with your teeth.
There we go, 16-1. My Warframe died, but my operator didn't. What? How does that happen? There we go, let's go for a little bit of energy here. I don't remember what the win condition for this was. So I'm just kind of like sitting here being like, okay, so I'm just gonna go like kill them as much as I can, I guess. I'm laying on the ground in the middle. Alright, let me see if I can find you. Can I find you? You're somewhere in the middle. Where you got taken out. Oh yeah, I see! Is this you? Hold on. I'm having some annoying melee Grineer coming at me here. There we go. Yeah, there you are! Oh my god! How does that happen, dude? How does it happen that you're just like right there in the middle in the game? Dude, that's crazy. Alright. Charger's alternate attack wheel. Alright, so let me try the charge attack of Aki Core. I do really need my arcanes or my builds in that. But yeah. Let's go. Oh, I see. I can see how the Aki Core can be quite good. I do need to have a better build in there, and obviously like people using arcanes to get the base damage up, like that's something that I need to adjust to. But we'll try and I can see how there can be problems behind it. Oh, you're looking to charge for the Latron. Oh yeah, this one doesn't have that. Yeah, I'm waiting for full charge to start doing that. There we go. Now we can have full charge. Perfect. Got it down. Huh, like how many of these things do I need to kill, dude? I do see like how it drops a whole bunch of endo. Is it like 25 kills? 26? Like, I want to get Treble back. Treble's died! Right, come on. Alright, 25 it was, and now we have victory. Yay, we did it. GG's. Oh boy. Tribal, dude, I cured you so hard. Never mind, you get stuck. Never mind, you get stuck. Let's get a gloss over that. Yeah, let's see. We get some judgment point and 215 endo. Right, can I upgrade something with that? Doesn't seem like a lot. Doesn't seem like a lot at all. Upgrade. Let's see, what may I want to upgrade? Abyss Elementalist. Right, 140. Let's do this. Arbitration and some bounties give a lot more endo, I think. Yeah, I think that we might be able to like do this faster if we don't get bugged out. Let's see, what's the unique trait? The unique trait is kills generate up to 4 energy tendrils that lock onto enemies near reticule, and tendrils reset on reload. Upgrade Core Sentient Surge. I'll upgrade that later as well. We'll be fine. We'll be fine. Yeah. Right. I think I'm gonna take a really quick bathroom break, and I'll be back in a second. And I won't sell my duplicate mods. They're my mods. I decide what to do with them. Alright, here I am. Oh no, someone reminded me to get Torrid and Joel Talks from Circuit. I missed it, I had to wait months. Is that live right now? Is that live right now? Let me go take a look. Where is my keyboard? Circuit. Also, Tribal, it's been, like, how many years has it been since we last played together? Like, dude, my Xbox has been broken for, like, 2 years right now or something. And it's been such a long time since we've done, what's it called? Phobin, whatever, I don't care. Let's see. Since we've done, like, PC playing together. Let's see, which one are we looking for? Torrid right here. And Joel Talks. Oh, wow, there's an Atomos. Dude, there's an Atomos in Cardin? Holy fuck. Oh man, oh man, oh man, oh man, oh man. How long does this stay available for? Dude, I really like the Atomos. Oh boy. Awaken this weapon's ability to fire long-range toxin beam in Uncarnate form, and awaken this weapon's ability to gain auto-fire in ricochet mode. Right. Before we look into that though, Toxis is kind of mad though. Yeah. Well, let's let me just talk about something like because I just taken a break. Well, we might get back into Warframe. Dual Acor Atomos, dude. Atomos is fantastic. I love Atomos. Atomos is like my favorite one. Warframe. It's available till Monday. Work to reset and rerolls. Oh, that's fantastic. Right. I'll just lock that in and then we'll look at that later. So yeah, I just want to check in real quickly. Like, how do you guys like? Actually, I can just go stand up for this because I haven't stood around for a while. Let's go stand up. Yeah. Right. I've like does this work? Yes, it works. Right. So I feel like I haven't been standing all that much. This camera's the one. This camera's the one. Perfect. I feel like I haven't been standing all that much to talk, especially because the last couple of streams we've just been kind of like sitting around. So yeah, I kind of wanted to stand up and just have like a little bit of a quick check-in with you guys. Sounds a bit weird, but I'm just kind of curious. Like, how do you guys like the streams right now? The reason why I ask is because what I'm noticing, especially this stream, is that my flow is a lot slower because I'm very much having to think, and I'm a bit curious as to like what do you guys like? Like how are you guys liking this? Because one of the things that I feel is very like I'm rather decent at is whenever I have something which is service level to medium approachable. So like let's say that I have like Warframe, we're doing like a storyline quest. Generally, the storyline of the quest is gonna be pretty straightforward to follow because like the level won't be too hard, it won't be too difficult, and the only barrier to entry may be that you don't know what's going on because you need the previous entries, and I do have some general decent knowledge of the previous entries, so I can work with that. Or if I'm playing Age of Empires 2, obviously my gameplay is not going to be the most well because I'm not the best player, but I do know in general steps as to like what I'm doing. So because of that, I can kind of play the game and I can tell you exactly what's going on because I know the general outlines, even though I may not know like the civilization bonuses, I may not know like the really deeper underlying things, but I know enough to be able to like tell you like, hey, this is what we're doing, that's where we're going. For example, if I'm playing Black Myth Wukong and I'm fighting, obviously I don't know exactly when someone is attacking or like when I need to dodge, but I can tell you, okay, so like I'm now doing the transformation to this, I'm now doing that to do that, and I can kind of take you along through my journey because I have that skill and mastery. Right now, when I'm in, like that's what we talked about a moment ago, is like I'm very much I need to like regrind everything and return everything, and I'm very, very grateful for your help because you guys all are out here like really helping me along, being like, okay, you need these mods, I got these mods, you need to look for that, you need to look for that, make sure you check the circuit. I really, really appreciate that. But at this point in time, this is very much outside of my depth, where I'm just sitting here being like kind of following your lead, and you probably also notice that with the way that I'm speaking, whereas like right now I'm a lot more in control. Whereas over the last couple of hours, I was just kind of been sitting there like, okay, so like, what do we need to do now? Okay, so let's go there, let's go there. All right, what do we do now? Well, what do we choose? And because of that, I am like, you know, the stream's different. So I'm quite curious, it's like, what do you think? Like, what do you think about this? How do you like this? Because at the end of the day, like, I'm making content that I enjoy and that hopefully you enjoy as well. So we need to figure out like, do we keep this up? Like, do we not keep this up? Like, what are we thinking? What are we thinking right now? And I'm really, really curious to hear from you because I'm definitely noticing a difference between like what I'm doing now as compared to, you know, the previous times we played Warframe, because that's when I was really playing within my wheelhouse and I know what I was doing. I'm not opposed, and I'm not opposed. I don't dislike trying new things, but it is a different style of content and a different style of me streaming. So I'm quite curious as like, do you like it? Do you like following me along as I'm trying to figure things out, which may not be the most entertaining. I may not be able to tell you everything because I'm just kind of sitting there like trying to figure it out, be like, okay, what's going on? What's happening? Or are you saying like, you better do that like off stream, try and figure it out and only give us the stuff that, you know, you can be very entertaining with? Because I can imagine that if you're very much into Warframe right now, you either understand what's going on or you're like you're kind of in my position where you're like, you appreciate the people telling me things and you learn along with me. Or you're one of the people out here who's helping me out, who's like, oh man, like I can teach someone something. That's so cool, which I definitely have that feeling. So it's something which I can understand it would be very fun if you're very much into Warframe, but maybe if you're here for like the Black Myth Wukong streams you came in, or from like the Age of Empires streams, or you're not that familiar with this game, maybe it's not all that interesting. Like let me know, what are you guys thinking? What do you think right now? Because I do feel that there's like a bit of a difference with this stream right now than the previous streams, and I'm just curious. So let me see. Mitch just says, I like this as I'm getting back into Warframe myself, and this all feels very familiar, but that's specifically to me, of course. Yeah, I can imagine, like, I feel like we're very much in the same boat, so I do really like that. I do really like that that we're going for the same thing, and we can kind of relate to each other, so that's good. Yeah, I just wanted to take a step back from that, because, yeah, like, I've come very much from like doing one single thing initially with Warframe, where it's like, oh, just the only thing that I do. Then I've gotten to appreciate like going a little bit wider, going a little bit more general with the content that I do, where it's like, hey, let me assume that the people who are watching may not know like the people who are watching like range from people who may not know anything about this to people who are pretty much like experts at this, and how do I make this entertaining for everyone? And now I'm like trying to figure out, like, hey, you know, like right now, we're kind of breaking off with that niche because people who are like generally watching, like, they may not have a clue as to like what's going on. So I'm just trying to figure out, like, hey, you know, is it still very enjoyable for everyone? Because I do think that entertainment is very, very important. Like the entertainment value of what you're doing. So, for example, I feel like last Tuesday when I was playing Black Myth Wukong, I didn't think that was a very good stream. Like, if I'm being honest, I didn't really like that. Especially because I severely underestimated the Erling Shang boss. I couldn't find a way around him. And because of that, like, I kind of assumed I could brute force him, which I couldn't. And I could not let him go. I was like, I need to finish it before I can move on. And I think that looking back, either what I should have done, it's like, if it's so important to me that I get this boss done, either I should have prepared that one. That I was like, okay, so like we can try it a couple times, but I kind of know the basics, or I know a way to like take him down, or I should have been able to just like say like, okay, fuck it, we're not gonna do this, boss. It's too hard. Let's move on, because I feel like that stole the stream very much so. Where at a certain point in time, like, it's fun to see me struggle. Like, I think it's entertaining to have like that little bit of struggle. It's like, oh, I can't take this one down. Urgh! You know, that's enjoyable. But at a certain point in time, it's like, move on, get a move on. So yeah. You need mathematics on screen for Warframe. Oh boy, yeah, like that is something where I don't like it. Like personally, I feel. How do I put this? Right. So Hyperx says you're gonna need mathematics on screen for Warframe, and to that, I think personally, I don't like that very much for the stream. And I want to make a very big distinction right here between me playing on stream and me playing by myself. One of the videos that I recently made, which people didn't really get the point of, was the big issue with Metaphor Refantasia. It's a game that I absolutely adore, which I think is a fantastic game. I've been playing it off stream. I'm absolutely loving it. It's such a great game. But as I said in my video, the biggest problem with that game is that it's too good. You're going to spend all your time in it. You're going to lose all your time in it. I just don't have that time to spend. And people didn't really understand that, like, my complaint with it was that it was too good. They thought I was attacking the game, which I don't know how you can say it, but whatever, right? The thing is, that game I really, really enjoyed to play off stream, personally. I think that's fantastic. But on stream, I think it's not a great game to play. Because one of the things you're going to do with that is you're going to sit around a lot being like, okay, so what do I choose right now? What do I do today in on this activity? What kind of weather it is? Because the weather on the days is important. The calendar, the way that you plan things out. Then you have to keep track of what everyone is saying. You have to keep track of like, okay, so we're in a dungeon right now, but it will really help if we're going to level up. So we're going to grind on this spawn site like for a couple of hours. It's not interesting. It's not interesting to have someone to sit around and grind the same area for 2 hours straight. That's not interesting to watch. So similarly, I feel that if I'm playing a game like Warframe, and we're going to farm something, or we're going to build something, or we're going to make a new build, and for that, I'm going to need to have like a spreadsheet out, and then do all the mathematics and be like, okay, so we're going to need that, we're going to need that, and we're going to need to farm that for 5 hours straight, and then we're going to have to see whether that synergy works with that. Let's go and do that. Let's go and connect this and this and this. Personally, if I don't do that on stream, you know, like I can enjoy that. I can really enjoy going to find a good build order for Age of Empires 2 and trying to build that out for myself. Be like, okay, so like right now I'm trying with Mongols, like a 16 villager, like Dark Age. It's like I'm gonna have to try and fail a whole bunch of times. I'm gonna have to like restart that a whole bunch of times. It's fun, but it's not fun to see someone just to be like, oh shit, like that went wrong. Let's restart. Oh shit, that went wrong. Let's restart, because you're never gonna have a conclusion there. So I think that that's something where right now with Warframe, especially now that we're like changing things around, where I'm going to have to remap things, I'm really going to have to think. It's really shifting my gears. I think that we're getting to a point where I'm really going to have to do the mathematics on stream. I don't know whether that's very enjoyable, if that makes sense. But yeah. Anyway. Yeah. Let's go and sit down again. Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. Wow. That's not all that nice. Which side is that on? It's on that side, is it? I didn't know that was there. Boom. All right, let's go. Toxic Man asks, how long have you been playing Warframe out of curiosity? I created my account on May 5th, 2013. So that would make it 11 years by now. Almost 12. So actually it's like the 11th month, so it's like literally 11 and a half years of like when I started out this game. And I have played it really, really intensely between 2014. Actually, okay, so like I played it casually from 2014 to 2015 because then I was just playing with my cousin and we just like log on. Sometimes we'd be like, oh, we got done with like Saturday practice swimming at like 8 in the morning. And then we come home and like from 9 to the end of the day, we just played the game the entire time. And sometimes we just didn't really play all that much because we didn't care. But then around 2015, I decided to start making videos because like my cousin kind of stopped playing. I really enjoyed the game. So I continued to play this game. And then when I was making videos, I got more in touch with like the community and like people who were like on the forums and other things. Like the game became a little bit more important to me, where I literally would I would continuously log on for like 1,500 days straight. I would log in every single day. It didn't really matter what happened. I would always log in because I wanted to have that login reward. And I was at a certain point in time where I was like 5 days from the ultimate login count that you could be, because I missed a couple when I was on vacation. I hated myself. I was like, shit, I was so close to being at the forefront, but I would always be like one of the first to get like the login reward. So I did that until at the end of 2018 I had a I had a bit of a conflict with the developer, and that got me a little bit salty about the game because I didn't really like the way that they treated certain things. And that coincided exactly with the time that they were at the height of their hype train, because around that time I think that the second dream really opened up the game for them to be like, oh my god, if we do something big that shocks the community, that really sends a shockwave around the entire gaming industry. So let's do this again with Planes of Islands, and then they did that, and then that like was a huge boost. So they were like, oh, let's go announce a whole bunch of things, and then they announced a whole bunch of things, and then we had like the big wait. I think that the big wait kind of ended around when the new war came out, which was 2021, but that was like 3 or 4 years after the thing was announced, basically. So like because that coincided together, I was a little bit more like, I had a stronger tendency towards like not liking the game, because I had pretty legitimate reasons to like not be a big fan of the studio, but at the same time I built my content around this game. So I was a little bit like, well, if they use me, then I might as well just use them to like get views, which really wasn't fun. I would definitely recommend people not doing that. And like, I think that like that's something that I don't really have at all right now. I really play because like I enjoy it, and with that in mind, it's also like I'll also tell you like I will not play this forever, right? I very much intended to just like kind of stick around and until like I play the quests. I want to play Warframe 1999, and then like I think like I'll probably soon also be looking to like do another game weekly sort of thing. Warframe is definitely something that will return, but like right now I'm very like much focused on it because it's been returning for a while now. There was a lot of really fun things, but yeah, back then that coincided very well, where I was not happy about it. There was like it coincided very much with like legitimate reasons to like not be happy with some of the things they announced that they didn't follow through upon. There was a lot of disappointment, which I think was rather legit because they kind of promised too much and they didn't deliver until like years later. And at the same time, like I was like kind of like struggling to figure out what to do with content creation, and because of that, like I kind of like had it compound, where it was like, oh man, this game is not doing good. Now I'm not doing good. Dang it. Yeah, for at that point in time, I kind of recognized that wasn't really all that healthy and didn't really make me happy. So COVID happened, so I was like, fuck it, let me go study in university. Let me step away from this. Then I kind of stopped playing. And I did sometimes do the updates, but I didn't really stick around that much more. And also, like, you got to keep in mind that I don't know if you guys are familiar with especially the people who are still like very much into playing Warframe right now. How many of you are familiar with Mogamu? Like, if I say the name Mogamu, what does that make you think of? Because to me, the name Mogamu means the #1 Warframe YouTube creator who like the YouTube creator that has even more subscribers on YouTube than Warframe itself. But that's years ago. So it is something that that like I think that a lot of people that I grew up with around that time also stopped, and then I've left, and then like it's kind of like if you come back, and like everyone is gone, or like the last time everyone was logged on is like hundreds of days ago. That also didn't really encourage me to stick around. And for me, like the really big thing that got me to come back to this game this year was kind of like twofold. Number one was that I went to TwitchCon San Diego, and I met like other streamers who played Warframe, and they were like super excited about it. I was like, oh, cool, you know, like it's been a while since I've like seen people in person who are genuinely excited about Warframe, because like a lot of times when I would speak with the people who I played with around that time, a lot of times they'd say like, oh man, this thing is really fun, but you know, it's still not what it used to be, or you know, they did this great, but like this has been nerfed, and like, oh man, you know, it's still the same old, same old. So it would always be like either like it's neutral, or like it's kind of shitty, or it would be like, oh, it's fun, but right. However, then I met someone who was like, oh my god, this is so fun, and like this and this and this. I was like, dude, like yeah, this shit can also be fun. So that kind of inspired me, and at the same time, like played through what was it, the Whispers in the Wall. And I remember when I played for that, was that the Whispers in the Wall or was it another quest? I played for 2 quests this year, and I think it was the Whispers in the Wall that I played through, and I was just like, I have very little idea what's going on right now. I have no clue. Because there's so many different things happening right now. Maybe if I make like one big video, maybe if I just like go over all of the storyline quests that have been put out, and just like put it into like one big video, maybe that will refresh things up. So I kind of started with that, and then like you read back through like, oh man, you know, you have the Graffidius dilemma, you have like Alan Fee, who you know, because of the way that he lost the Graffidius dilemma, and then you have like that he has to go to like, he's going to Jupiter, but because he's on Jupiter, but that conflicts with what was it? Oh my god. That conflicts with what's his face? If anyone remembers, let me know. But yeah, that conflicts with another corpus high up. So the high up is like, okay, so like Alan Fee is here on Jupiter now. He's taken over, and he's like using all the infested. So if he cleared the infested, I'll let you know where he is. And you go there, and he's there with the Sanuka project. So you have to take him down with the Sanuka project, and that's why he flees back to areas where he becomes Mutilus and like all that sort of stuff. I was like, oh man, I remember all this. That's really exciting. So those things combined, where I was like, man, I kind of want to go back and just see what it's like. And I started playing it. I was like, dude, they've added a whole bunch of content. And, you know, it kind of collided with the time that I started making clips. And as I said, like at the start of this stream, like there were times with me making clips where I was like, you know, like I feel like it's hard for people who come across your videos to understand when you're memeing. It's like, to me, I feel that that some videos, like the new Warframe's best melee period about Barra's Butt Plug 2 is a really, really fun video, because the entire thing is like, dude, this is the best melee, and the best melee is called Barra's Butt Plug 2. Like, obviously, it's not the real best melee in Warframe. It's very clearly, you know, like, I think it's funny. If someone says, like, what's the best melee in Warframe, and someone says, Barra's Butt Plug 2, I laugh. Same thing is, like, if it's, like, Warframe has lost the plot, like, the entire video is about, like, look at this, like, we're playing for a quest, and, like, we're going wilder and wilder. It's like, I love that shit. Same thing with, like, the issue with metaphor is that it's too good. That is what I think is funny, but apparently, like, that was something that, like, a lot of times, like, people didn't think was very funny, because I guess they clicked on it, they expected it to be serious. And I had that experience quite a bit, and then, like, I started making clips, and then I started just, like, generally being like, oh, well, let me try and, like, do the Zenistar, and let me try and roll some Rivens, and all of a sudden, like, I got a really positive response from people. People were really enjoying it. I was like, okay, so it's fun, you know. That's fun. Like, I finally had, like, I found a connection again with people who are genuinely enjoying the game with you guys. So, like, that got me to keep going again. So that's basically my story. Let me say what you guys say. Nev on you, yes, Nev on you indeed. Warframe is definitely one of the games I randomly come back to too. And yeah, the content draw waiting for the free sucked a lot. I gave it a 3-year break. Yeah, I took like a 6-year break. So yeah. But yeah, if you can buy rank 0 secondary encumber, very expensive, but it's better than nothing. You can buy max rank. What? Build the Akicore and reroll the Riven. Yeah, but yeah, so that's kind of like my my story with Warframe basically. That's basically like how things came to be, and like where I am right now. I'm kind of thinking here. What should I do? I'm just kind of looking around. Wait, hold on. Hold on. I'm just looking right here. I just looked at my YouTube comments. Someone's saying, how can I miss the last part of the trailer? This right here was the show American Story, where I looked at the trailer. There was a last part to the trailer? What the fuck? There was a last part to this trailer that I missed? Right, I looked at this. Let's see. Show American Story. Music. The funeral ceremony is about sending loved ones who have turned into zombies to the nature reserve to prevent them from reproducing. What? Holy shit. Is that what this is? Dude, yeah, I didn't see that at all. But yeah, basically this right here was a game that we looked at a while back. The clip is out right here. It's kind of wild. So were you here when Steel Path and stuff dropped, and are you recently coming back? I wasn't, like, Steel Path to me is new. Steel Path to me is completely new. I'm like looking at that, I'm like, okay, so that's kind of cool. But yeah, I wasn't there when Steel Path was around. For me, like, Railjack was the last thing that I was like, the Railjack was the last serious thing that I was kind of around for. I remember building the Railjack prologue. I played that, and then that was it. That was it, basically. So, yeah. Anyway, I think that as it stands now, I'm just kind of looking around as to like what I can do, because I did have like one video that I may wanted to go over today, but I think that like basically, I feel like we've gotten to a point where it's just kind of like, you know, you get to a point sometimes you're just kind of like, you're chilling. Feels like that might be a bit of a weird switcheroo. Let's see. Yeah, no, I think that we can always come back to that later. I think that might not be the best for today. Other than that, yeah, it's a bit of an interesting stream. I think I'm gonna make a clip out of. I think what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna make a clip out of the discussion that we had about the stream stuff, about like this type of stream, and then see what you guys think, because I do think that we're gonna have to like take a look at like how we're gonna approach certain things, especially when it comes to this sort of stuff. Natty the Pen is at tribal, corporate overlord, CEO, editors, and of course seller Nev Anyo. Yeah, Nev Anyo, dude. I wish we could have destroyed that statue, dude. I wish we could have destroyed it. I believe I made a video about Nev Anyo, didn't I? Michelle Postma. Nev Anyo. Let me see if I still have that. I dread the Glass Gambit, dude. 7 years ago. Dude, the third anniversary of Warframe. Dude, I remember I made this video. That feels like ages ago. But yeah, Divine Will. Oh yeah, dude. Tactical Alert, Divine Will. I'm an Alan Fee fan. Dude, what? Divine Will. I remember I made like some sort of like random pun in this. It's like in this alert, like this video sucks, by the way. Be prepared for like the most sucky video I've ever seen. Hold on.
We are the start of the weekend and the start of a new tactical alert.
Here we are, the start of a new weekend, the start of a new tactical alert. Like, what kind of intro is that, dude?
I feel like the Jackal. Did you ever feel like the Jackal was a bit boring? Well, lucky you. Because now there is expert mode. In this tactical alert, going by the name of Divine Will, you will have to defeat the Razorback.
Yeah, that was something back that like I remember I was super proud of that. In this tactical alert called Divine Will, you will have to defeat it. You're too hard on yourself, dude. I mean, come on. You gotta see that there's a little bit of difference now. But yeah. Toxic Man says, so one thing I want to tell you is in options for, I think, accessibility, there's a thing that you can make it so semi-auto fire guns are auto, and it makes the guns feel a lot better, like the Toxis, for example. All right, let me see. Options. I think accessibility was right there. Fire manual trigger weapons automatically, continuously. I think this one, right? Let me go and do that. Confirm. Nev Anyo definitely advertises courses in Fortuna, how to get rich for easy steps, how to repay your debts and make money off of it. And it's all just be me and don't be poor. Dude, he'd be selling NFTs for sure. EV's selling NFTs. Speaking of NFTs, by the way, this right here is wild. So there's a Ubisoft NFT game that's come out. It is absolutely insane. If you guys don't know, Ubisoft has been it is dying. If you go to Ubisoft stock, by the way, hold on, this is just insane. Ubisoft is not doing all that great. If you've ever seen like a stock market price, let me just go down here to like 1 year. Look at that. Let me go to 5 years. Look at that. Let me go to all time. Look at that. Ubisoft is not going well. It's not going well at all. But they just launched a brand new NFT game. Like just right now. 3 years ago, Ubisoft promised it would start making its own blockchain games. Because that's what gamers are looking for. And it seems like I can't open this in my region because, it's actually like the EU is protecting against like scams and shit. But it seems like some of these things are selling for insane prices. So Ubisoft NFT game prices. Let me see. Here. Ubisoft releases first crypto game with one NFT that currently costs $63,000. Like, this is why people are doing like NFT shit, because apparently there's still money in it. And I can't imagine anyone spending money on like PNGs, dude. Like, this shit is so dumb. This shit is so dumb. But yeah. Now the Panda says, in accessibility, you can also make enemies have outlines to make them stand out from the background. I actually use this because my perception sucks, so I've actually missed enemies because they were standing in front of a crate. I do have to say that Warframe's look towards the game is very, very interesting. Let me put it that way. Warframe really likes to have like dark places and then enemies with like all sorts of costs. Like there's a whole bunch of detail in Warframe. It's not really straightforward and simple, which you often see with Warframe streams. They look very shit because there are so many particles and so many things that the encoder has to deal with that just, Twitch and YouTube just can't handle. But yeah. Toxic Man, also, I don't know if you knew, but Warframe is cross-play with every platform now. I have had some sort of inclination that may be the case. Man, cross-platform, dude. I'm glad they did that, because otherwise someone would have to go ahead and, buy an Xbox and buy a PlayStation and buy a Nintendo Switch just to play Warframe on every single platform. If someone's saying that, if someone is saying that I'm not a real Warframe player because, you're not dedicated to the game. Bitch, I bought a PlayStation and an Xbox so I could play Warframe, the free-to-play game that I was already playing on PC, on these consoles with these players because there wasn't crossplay. And because there wasn't crossplay, I had to start all the way from MR0 on these consoles. I've done enough dedication to this bloody game, man. I've done enough bloody dedication to this game. Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. You got merch accounts too, but I don't know how many can merge. I don't know how merging accounts works necessarily, like what I'll gain and lose. So right now, like, this is working. I'm not gonna mess with it. I'm not gonna mess with it. Nanny Independent says NFT games are great because it's like a litmus test for easily manipulated people. Everyone else is like, this is so bullshit, but a 1% gets roped into it and dumps so much money that it's losing. That's worth losing to 99%. Yeah, like that's literally the way that's being launched, and like that was also the same with Diablo Immortal. Like, remember Diablo Immortal? Like how do you guys not have phones? The way that these games, like NFT games, make sense is, like, as Nettie the Panda says, it's literally because, like, there's a 1% group of people who will pay a shit ton of money for it. And even though everyone else says, like, it's stupid, it's like, it still makes them a fuck ton of money, so it's worth it. It's the same thing with, like, Diablo Immortal. If we go to Diablo Immortal revenue, Diablo Immortal was this game that no one liked at all. It came out, it was like, do you guys not have phones? People were just like, yeah, we don't want to have a PC game on mobile because mobile games in general, they kind of suck. I don't care if you're a mobile game enthusiast or if you're a mobile game hater. I think it's just objective to say that mobile games, they just suck. And that's not to say that like a Genshin Impact or whatever mobile games are out there right now are inherently bad. It's just that, like, if you look at what kind of games you had on the hardware of like a Game Boy years back, and you look at the hardware that you have right now on your mobile phone, and you look at the games right now, they're just like brightly colored, microtransactions, autoplay, gacha games. It's like, you can do so much better. We could literally have like such high quality games on mobile platforms, because a lot of mobile phones have insane power that computers 10 years ago kind of didn't have. But to see that mobile games have kind of gotten down to just being like, you know, like you jump around with your little thing, or you go, you do your talking tom, or you do your little card game, or you just do your like gacha game. It's like, it's kind of a shame like how little we're actually getting out of mobile gaming. But that's just kind of the mobile market. So seeing that, you know, Diablo announced a brand new game in their PC franchise and it went to mobile, people were just like rightfully pissed, because honestly, it's just like, it's kind of a slap in the face for people who really enjoy games. But because it was a mobile, it made $525 million in its very first year. Yep. When did this come out? When did this come out, by the way? That came out 2022. I think it's safe to say that game has made over $1 billion now. Was that worth it for Blizzard to get the backlash? Yes, it was. Was it worth it to piss off people with doing guys on their phones? Yes, it was. It made $1 billion, baby. It made so much money, and it's like, yeah, like who's paying for this? I don't know. I don't know who the hell is paying for this, but yeah, it's not me, and it is a whole bunch of people who are just happy with this type of stuff. So yeah, it's insane. While concerns about Diablo Immortal's microtransactions were rife at the time of launch, given one report suggesting you need $150,000 to get to completely level a character. Like, boy, what shall I do? Shall I buy the McLaren car, or shall I go and like level up a character in a mobile game? People literally have the option to do whatever with $150,000, but they decide to level a character in a mobile game. God damn, dude. What have we come to? It appears these complaints have barely had an impact on keen players waiting to fork it out. Yeah, there's people. Like, seriously, if you like, you're seeing everywhere. These posts or these videos online is like saying like, oh yeah, millennials or millennials. Like, you're seeing all these posts online saying like, oh, millennials, like they're not making any money, or like why Gen Z is poorer than any other generation. Meanwhile, we're having people, and I tell you, this probably ain't like 60-year-old, 80-year-old baby boomers. These are people who are familiar with technology. We have people spending over $100,000 on a fucking mobile game. They don't have money. They don't have money. Fucking hell, dude. Oh my god. Meanwhile, Sony with a $400 million spent on Concord. Yeah, dude. Actually, yeah, $400 million, dude. $400 million on Concord. And it just crashes and burns, dude. It's insane. Night of the Panda says it's the whole problem of the gaming community in general. It got so big that it does not matter if the vast majority of people go, we don't support NFTs, we don't support predatory microtransaction, we don't like it, we don't want it, because the rest are just gonna whale the shit out of said game and validate the out-of-touch CEO's views. Yep. Tribal says, can you imagine a conversation with your bank why $150,000 just went to a mobile game? Well, I tell you, I think in most cases, what happens is that these people probably have so much money that $150,000 is decent, or at least you'd expect, right? I think you'd expect that would happen. I think that we're probably actually no. I think that this is just based on my feelings, right? I don't really have statistical data to back this up, so I could be completely wrong. But what I'm thinking, that the likely player basis that will spend that amount of money is not necessarily the people who are filthy rich and literally just like inherit all that money and just throw it around. Because I don't believe there are that many these people around. I also don't think it's like people who are like they barely have any income and they do their own credit card debt. I'm sure there are people out there that do that, but I don't think it's necessarily these kinds of addicts. I think it's mostly people like in IT jobs or like well-paying desk jobs or service jobs who are kind of in their 20s, 30s, mid-30s probably, who live by themselves. Like their entire day is just kind of like, you go to work, they come back home, they have like older computers, the 1080s or like 3080s, 4080s right now. They have the top of the line tech, everything. They get paid like a couple $100,000 a year. And like we're talking about 150,000 to level a character. Like we're talking about like 525 million in a year. Let's say you're making like 500,000 a year, right? You can like over the year itself spend a whole bunch of that on your mobile game, because it's quite easy. It is quite easy if you split it up into a couple weeks, and especially if you just live by yourself and the only thing that you do is like you don't go really go on vacations, you just work and you sit on your computer play games. It's very easy to spend a whole bunch of money on that because the money's still flowing in, so who cares? I think that is like the large majority of the players who are spending that. Now Dependence says, to be honest, Concord is just a case of no direction at all. It started being developed when the only class/hero-based shooters were Team Fortress 2 and Overwatch, but then finished development after Overwatch 2, Apex Legends, Valorant, Paladins, Rainbow Six Siege, etc., etc., and then Concord had nothing new to bring to the table and it crashed and burned hard. Oh yeah, it did. It really did. Let's see. Toxic Man says, I mean, at least Sony's getting gotcha money to make up for that $400 million. That 150k was spent on Diablo 4. Talks about it. It says it's also insane to see that the devs also thought they were too good to fail at the job. Well, I think that when it comes to Concord, it might be a herald of something new to come. I've recently touched on this just briefly with a couple of things that we talked about around like Overwatch 2 and around like Warframe. But I think that we're going to see an interesting new stage with these like live service games, and especially the hero live service games, where basically remember when like these games came out and like it was really really cool that it would update. It's like I think that right there we were at the first generation of something where a mainstream game, something that wasn't like World of Warcraft subscription based, which obviously that has been also pretty mainstream, but just a live service game where you could just hop in, download it from stream, just hop in, have fun with it, and like basically everyone from like 8 years old to 6 years old would just understand roughly what was going on. I think that we were kind of the first generation of that. Warframe was the first generation of game of that. Overwatch was the first generation game of that. Apex Legends, maybe a first and a half generation, but we're kind of like the PS4 era was kind of the first era that you saw this really live service trend going where, oh, let's focus instead of like making a good campaign and making a good multiplayer that stands on its own. Let us focus on making cinematics around characters, giving them stories, but don't actually give them like the campaign missions because they just need to have background stories. Make a loopable gameplay loop, like something that you can kind of get addicted to, but it's kind of grindy. Put in microtransactions so you can go ahead and skip that loop. Make it online so you can play with your friends, and then make it seasonal. So every single time something new comes out, a new character comes out every so many years or so many weeks. A new like upgrade comes out every so often. Every year we have a new map or we have a new thing, like that type of style. I think that these games were very much already upfront of it, and I think that initially it was really really refreshing to see a game like update so quickly and get so many things where you could very quickly catch up to the end of the game. You could get invested into these characters quite easily because they would write these cinematics and write the stories with just enough like fakeness and intrigue around it that you would be captivated by it with the design and everything. And it didn't have to bother making an actual entire thing about it because you don't need that. It's a minimum viable product. That's fine because you're like then you move on to the next one. I think that worked really well because it was free to play. You could easily access it, and it felt like it could always develop. And every single time it was like quite easy to catch up. You could get the next thing and then move on to the next thing, and you were part of this growing thing. And there could always be something new, and it could always be better. I think that we're going to see a turning point at a pretty time in the future. I think within 5 years we're going to see a pretty big turning point with these live service games, especially the hero-based, the character-based shooter games. Or actually more live service games, because as I was saying recently with Overwatch, is like if you have about 60 heroes, right? You're gonna have like you're gonna have 6 heroes. Let's say you have a 6v6, right? Right now it's 5v5, but let's say it's 6v6. You're gonna have like a whole bunch of more combinations than if you have, let's say, 10 heroes. If you have 10 heroes, like if you study half of them, you have a pretty good chance that you're gonna be able to, have at least 1 or 2 or 3 of these 5 show up if you're gonna do a 6v6. However, you have 60 heroes and you're 75 of them, there's a really, really good chance that the characters that you know about how to counter, how to play, are not going to be in your team or not going to be the team you fight against. Same thing with what we were talking about with Warframe nowadays. Back then, you just need to figure out, like, where do I get the mods? How do I run mods to, like, how do I run missions? How do I, like, assassination, capture, defense, that sort of stuff, to do this on different planets? Very easy. But now you have so many different forms of, oh, now you play as your Necromech, now you play as your Tenno, now you play as a worm-eating fish, now you play as a Railjack, now you play as an Arcwing, now you play as this or that or that. That adds more layers of complexity to it, which I think at a certain point in time is going to collapse on itself. And why do I think that? Is because, well, first of all, in competitive games, how are you going to balance things when you have so many levers to play around with? It's like if you have 10 levers to play around with, you got to balance them, you can kind of do that. But if you have 60, 100, 120, 200, it's like at a certain point in time, you can't. You literally can't. There is going to be a number in all of these games where having too many options is going to like take you down. And I think that we're seeing the first signs of this already. Because if we go over here, I believe I saw this right here. If you go to Overwatch, the Overwatch website right here, Overwatch 2, I believe Overwatch just introduced something right here in its news where it said a blast of the past Overwatch Classic. So 8 years ago, Blizzard introduced a new game mode, which is like Overwatch. They introduced a new game, Overwatch. But right now, they're introducing Overwatch Classic because basically they've been hearing from people that they want to have the 66 experience back. So what they're doing right now, the Classic event will run for a certain point in time, and you can play the 2017 meta, basically, where you can only play with the 2017 heroes in the way that they were balanced back then. You can't play with, you know, the current heroes that were released after that. It's just like a snapshot in time. You can play with these heroes right here that you can see also in their original roles, not the roles that they added and changed around later. Because that's something that people understand. And you can see right now that there was such a demand for this that they're trying this out. They're trying this out as a time-limited event, but probably people will enjoy going back to patch 1.0, and maybe this will come around more and more. Just in the same way that back in the day you had like Apex introduced modes that were not Battle Royale, only for a brief period in time, and now they're permanent. So I think that we're going to see a breaking point where at a certain point in time, the size becomes so much that either there are going to be so many heroes that they don't really stand out anymore and they're kind of forgettable, or they become so big that it's really hard to balance, especially in PvP games, and it kind of breaks on itself. Or in PvE games, there's going to be so many systems that it's so hard to catch up, or that's so hard for new players to even understand what's going on that they're just like, man, I'm going to have to invest like 5,000 hours to catch up with this game and even like begin to completely understand what's going on. Yeah, I'm not going to do that. I'm going to jump in this new game. And old players will going to be in the boat of like growing up where their time becomes more valuable and they can't invest the time and effort needed to complete the game. And like what you're going to see is the moment a game kind of starts to fall down, the moment the game becomes like less interesting, because games that become less popular will also become less popular because no one wants to be on the same ship. There will always be like a new game that's going to be coming around, and people jump over to that. So I think that we're going to see in the next 5 years, we're going to see a lot of these live service games change probably quite drastically. Either with like what we see here with Overwatch, where like they're going to introduce like classic modes, which are going to be more easier for people to get into, or they're going to be replaced with like new versions, or they're just kind of like, they're not going to die. They're not going to like buckle up and die completely and everyone's going to stop playing them. But you're going to see the interest in them fade, and you're going to see like people, you're going to see like the core audience stick around, some new players dribble in, but it's not going to be like the hot new thing, and big announcements and big like releases are not really going to be something that's going to happen. Like, that's going to capture the entire game community. I think that's going to happen basically. Natty the Panda says, these games focus too hard on esports, competitive sides of games, and then fucked over 99% of the people who aren't going to go pro, aren't worried about ranks or elo or whatever. Team Fortress 2 literally has been alive for 17 years now. It's one of the most played games on Steam because the competitive side is so muted per se. It's not the focus of the game. Hold on. It's not the focus of the game. I think that you... Oh. There we go. I think that you bring up a good point that you know, the competitive side can definitely like play around with the game itself and kind of fuck around with it. I also think that there's a big difference between Team Fortress 2 and current games like, let's say, Apex Legends or Overwatch, which also like how should I phrase it? I think that there is something with I think that you're right, and that like. I think that you're right about saying that, you know, the competitive balance changes are something that can really screw up with a game. But I think it's more part of like a larger thing where if you look at Team Fortress 2, how often has that been updated? That game has not really been built around getting updates. I mean, like the community is basically begging for Valve to do something about the cheater problem. However, they're not doing anything. God dang it. But but like that entire game is not built around, oh, we're going to get an update every single 2 months or every single 3 months. We're going to get a new character every single 3 months. Whereas a lot of the games like Overwatch and like Apex and Warframe, and they're very much built around this idea every single so often there's going to be new character introduced. There's going to be a new thing. There's going to have to be something new. So if that goes away, then like that's like the main thing for that thing to stay current and relevant and like active and like have people return. Whereas Team Fortress 2 didn't necessarily have that built in. So I think that that's something there where it's like they always also have like a lot of the balance changes, because you see a lot of times with with these games that they feel like, oh, we gotta balance things out. Like I kind of miss the days. I really miss the days when you just had Call of Duty release a game and they had guns that were like balanced on day one, and that was it. It's like you had the ray gun that was overpowered. Well, that was overpowered. You had this gun that was kind of like mediocre. That was kind of mediocre. You had this thing that was kind of like hard, but then if you mastered it, you would just slay everything. You would just be slaying everything if you learned that. I really like that, because that was kind of like the way that the game was meant to be. And I feel that like the balancing initially was introduced as like, hey, sometimes there's something that completely breaks, how we can fix that. It's like, okay, that's great. But it's not necessarily done to fix it, really. I think that mostly what's being done is just like change it around, where it's like, hey, for example, right now in Warframe, we looked at the Zenistar, because that used to be a top weapon. But now they've taken that away as being the top weapon. They nerfed it, and they put something else in its place. So are they doing that because they didn't envision the Zenistar to be there? Or are they doing that because now that's been nerfed, you have to go and build another weapon. And then once you've built that, we're going to nerf that, and you can build another weapon. Basically, like, the more you nerf things and change things around, the more people are going to have to spend time relearning it and rebuilding things, which are going to be more time spent in your game. And I feel like that's more so, or maybe equally so, on the balancing side than as, like actually getting a good balance in the game. Now, Dependent says, Blizzard really went, what if we make our game worse? Then we lose so many players that we have to put our game in another platform. We'll bring back the old game back, but temporarily and worse. Wow, my English broke on that one. Let me fix that. What if we make our game worse? Then we lose so many players that we have to put our game in another storefront. We bring back the old game back, but temporarily and worse. Yeah, I mean, it is literally people feeling like they can do anything. They can do anything, but at the same time, it's like, yeah, Captain Baguette said, Zenistar is an AFK weapon. Lately, they make more agile melee weapons. Yeah, I've heard about that. I've heard about it. I quite enjoyed the AFK nature of the Zenistar. We've been trying to get it back, but yeah, it's changed around a bit. So yeah, what we were talking about, we were talking about the balancing and stuff. So yeah, because TF2 doesn't really have that balancing in there. They didn't really have that dev support and the updates baked into that. It's kind of like that Call of Duty where it's like, hey, this is the way it is. This is the way the characters are. Good luck with it and have fun with it. And in that way, like, I can return to Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2 and have fun with it, even though it didn't really have a new map added, it didn't have new characters added, it didn't have like new balance changes, because I just liked the game as it was, and it wasn't building this premise for having new updates. Whereas, let's say Warframe stopped updating after 2018, and there was nothing new in this game. I don't think that most people would be returning to this game anymore. Or if they would return, they'd be like, yeah, it's going to stagnate. Because like I felt that the same way when I was to go into Overwatch, when they were still building out Overwatch 2. I was like, man, like nothing's really going on here. So yeah, I'm quite curious as to like how this is going to change, because as I said, like we're in like kind of the first generation of this kind of live service game. And I'm curious to see like what's going to happen in the next 5 years, because I think there's going to be a big difference. But yeah, that's basically that mostly. With that said, though, I do think that I don't have time to re-roll the Occucore Riven, because it is getting rather late. So what I'll probably do is I'm gonna go end the stream here. Toxic Man says, fun thing is there's an Eximus specifically for AFK players because DE dislike that playstyle so much. See, and this is something though. Okay, one fun thing. Toxic Man says, fun thing, there's an Eximus specifically made for AFK players because DE dislike the playstyle so much. So this is one thing that I don't like very much about this balancing style and what's it called, like the constant updating and pushing players in a certain way, especially in a PvE game with Warframe. So one thing that we talked about is like how games right now are constantly balancing things around to find the right balance of the game with the weapons, but it feels more like sometimes they're just doing it to, keep players on their toes. Oh, you really like this weapon? Okay, we're going to swap this around, so you're going to have to spend more time learning that weapon. And especially in PvP games, I can kind of understand it, because in PvP games, if everyone is going with a certain meta and only one gun is pretty good, then, people can just completely get, like, taken down by people going with one certain build, and that can be really problematic, especially if you're fighting up against that and you're not really good with that. Then there's nothing you can do. Your player enjoyment as a player fighting a player that's really good with that meta will be down, so then the average player enjoyment will just be down. However, when it comes to Warframe, a PvE game, I kind of disagree. I think that is something which is a bit hostile, and I don't really understand that very much. It's like, if I'm playing a PvE game, the E, or the computer, is not necessarily another player. So if I find a way where I can take them down in just a fun and enjoyable way for me, if our fun and enjoyable way is like me sipping across the map and running around all the time, and I can do that, and within that time, like I can get my rewards and I have fun with that, it's totally fine. If I do that by just like tossing in a Zenistar disc and like putting a podcast in the background, maybe like working at the same time because maybe I'm working from home and I just want to like play a little bit of the game on the side. If I'm getting all the same rewards in the same time, but I'm doing it in a different way, then who am I hurting fighting it in my own playstyle or playing it in my own playstyle? I don't see like you're hurting anyone. But because the devs have a certain idea, it's like, we don't want that playstyle, we're going to change it around so you can't play like that. Like, I don't get that. I think that that's like very, very petty in a sense. It's like, we don't like that you play that way, that you are enjoying yourself that way. You should enjoy yourself somewhere else. And I don't think that people enjoy like being talked down upon like that. I don't think that people enjoy being told like what they should like. You should like playing it like this. You should like playing it like that. You should like play it like you should play this way and this way. It's like, I don't get that. If you're playing against someone else and your playing of the game actually influences someone else's playstyle, it's like, hey, if I'm playing a PvP game against you and I like playing God mode where I can double jump and like you can't hit me and I can just insta-shot you, I get it. You want to take that out. But if it's PvE, where it's just me playing against enemies that are controlled by the computer and it's not someone else, it's like, what are we complaining about? What are you doing? The only thing that you're doing is taking out my enjoyment and not affecting anything else. So, yeah. Night of the Panda says, I disagree with you on one thing. TF2 was just like Apex Legends and Overwatch. TF2 did used to receive updates very consistently and often. Hell, even in 2009 to 2014, it had several updates a year. It even received 4 pretty big updates in a year back in 2010. Oh, wow. Okay, so like that was pretty much before I got into PC games. I'm completely wrong about that. Sorry about that. You're absolutely right. TF2 was pretty much like the live service game we have today, but it focused on making the game fun and casual so that you could hop in at any time and have a good time, without the things like skill-based matchmaking. Yep. All right, so I was completely wrong about like the update stuff, but I do think that you're having a good point on like not having the skill-based matchmaking sort of thing. Yeah, I think that like back then, I think the focus around the early 2010s, because like the early 2010s I was still playing consoles, so I didn't play TF2. I only got into PC gaming around like the time that I started playing Warframe, which was like 2013, 20 something, and I was playing mostly Warframe. So yeah, you're right. Thank you so much for telling me that. But yeah, it's I do think that like the entire thing of like having it be competitive, like if it's gonna be in tournaments, if people can practice it, then it can be current. You can be really cool in the current meta. But that's all about like having it be active and updated. It's like, for example, like if I liken it to content creation, for example, I don't expect the Clubs channel, the Misha Postma streams, to be very well liked if I stop posting. So if you go right here, I have 3 YouTube channels right here. I have the Misha Postma channel right here. I have the Postma 1 channel right here, which you're watching on the stream right now. And I also have the Misha Postma streams channel right here. And what you're seeing here is like these 3 channels have different types of content. This content right here is really stream clips. So I'm posting on here every single day. Every single day there's a new clip. Every clip will be about something else. Like this right here was about a game trailer. This right here was about Warframe 1999. This right here was Black Myth Wukong. This right here was like talking about content creation. This right here is Overwatch. Very varied, very quickly made, not very like insanely high production value. Then you go to like the gaming channel and the main channel, and the main channel is more like technology, like based on like the like kind of the desk videos where I talk about like the Windows update, like how to handle Windows updates, and this right here was me going on about MacBooks, and this right here was like covering TwitchCon Rotterdam. This was a cycling special that I recorded. These videos right here, like they don't come out like every day. This has been a long time between these videos, but I spend a lot more time in them, and I kind of like trying to make them timeless. Same thing here. Like I play Black Myth Wukong so you don't have to. I feel like the gaming channel is kind of in between. I'm gonna make more videos on these, but like this right here is like, it's not a cut from a stream, but it is somewhat timeful because like Black Myth Wukong is only like new and relevant for so long. But yeah, like I think it's like, if I look at these channels, and if I were to say, like, let's say I stop posting, I think this channel would stop, like, receiving views very quickly because it's not really focused on, like the actual, it's very much focused on the actuality, and, like, I'm no longer actual with that. If I were to stop posting on this one right here, I think that this one would, like, go next. Because it is a little bit more actual, and this one is more timeless, and, like, you can see that this video has gotten, like, 1,000 views over the last week. And yeah, like I think that that's also like the way that you set up, and I think like a lot of the competitive stuff is very much focused on like getting the actuality, because if you're more actual, if you're more like, oh, right now this is happening right now, this is changing right now, everyone's playing this right now, you do get everyone with like the immediacy, like, oh, I gotta get it going, gotta get going. You get that crowd that wants to be on the bleeding edge. But then, you know, the moment that it stops, but then the moment you stop being on the bleeding edge, then you get left by the wayside. And I think that the competitive scene is very much seen as like the bleeding edge. People want to get into a new game like quickly to become the best in that. Erebus says TF2 was on console, just not really updated in the same way. It never got loadouts or anything cool, but basically just got left in the dark. Actually, the main reason I came to PC was because TF2 was on PC getting updates. Cool. I didn't know that. That's awesome. Hope you're doing well, man. Toximan says, I mean, they want you to interact with the game if you're... I mean, they at least want you to interact with the game if you're in a mission. Yeah, but I mean, like... It's like... Yeah. It's like what did I mean with interaction, right? Because, like, if I'm spamming my Zenistar disc, like, I think that's pretty enough interaction, right? So, yeah, that's just kind of like... I don't know. It feels a little bit hostile, but anyway. I said I was gonna end it in a bit, and I think that that time should be coming about now. Because yeah, there's other things that are going on as well. So yeah, hope you guys enjoyed the stream. It was a bit of an interesting stream. We talked about a whole bunch of things, and we also had like we dived deep into Warframe. Tomorrow we're gonna be doing Age of Empires 2. It's been a long time, and I really want to go back to that game. So, yeah, thank you guys so much. Thank you guys so much for your suggestions and also your help in the OcuCore builds and the Zenistar builds. And yeah, I'm gonna see like how we're gonna go like adjust things moving forward. Obviously, I'm gonna still play Warframe. We're probably gonna go to the quest pretty soon, and then I'm just gonna see like how like what the next steps will be, because yeah, I really enjoy playing around with, you know, different builds, different things, learning different things in the game, but at the same time I also want to like find like what's the right balance with me making content and me, you know, like being entertaining for you guys. So yeah, we're just gonna see. Travis says, "Lol, you carried my corpse for Riftboom." I did indeed. That was a wild experience. But yeah, thank you so much. Hope you guys enjoyed, and I'll see you all next time.